Well, a very good morning and welcome to the third and final day of competition here at the Tel Aviv Grand-Prix, and it's a very good morning to Esther Stam. Morning, Esther.
Good morning, Sheldon.
Looking forward to this?
I'm really looking forward to today as the other days, and I think we've seen the last few days that the atmosphere has been so good here, and it really lifts the level of the judo, and it's going to happen today as well.
What's been the most impressive part of this Grand Prix for you? If something, when you go from here, what's going to stick in your mind? What are you going to remember most?
For me, it is the crowd, to be honest. And of course, it's the judo has been really good. There's been many ippons. I think for the Israeli judoka, the story has been great. But the crowd is making this tournament.
Now, they've already had a number of gold medal winning performances.
Yeah.
Can we expect one today?
For Israeli, you mean? I think Ori Sasson is the one that has to do it today. I think it's a big loss for the crowd that Peter Palchik is not competing. And I'm sure everybody's disappointed about that, but it's the sport that can happen. And I think we all hope for Ori Sasson that he can do something for his home crowd.
Well, as Esther has just said, no Peter Palchik in the under 100 kilo category. He's been suffering with a stomach bug for the last couple of days, and from time to time it'll be a big injury that keeps someone off the tatami, but it can also be something that just won't allow you to compete, and unfortunately that is the case for Palchik. In any event, let's take a look at the top four seeds in each of the 5 weight categories that we've got to bring you today. In the under 78 kilo category, the number 1 seed is Natalie Powell of Great Britain. The number 2 seed is Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands. The number 3 seed is Clara Apoteca of Slovenia. And the number 4 seed is Alexandra Babintseva of Russia. Where do you see this one going?
Yeah, interesting category. You have the top 4 seeds, but for me, Loriana Kuka is one really coming up. She's a very exciting young judoka, and I'm curious what she's gonna do. And also we have a very experienced one in there, Annette Messeros. She's been away for a long time.
That's right, yeah.
And who knows what she can do.
Silver medalist way back in 2009 in Rotterdam.
Yeah. So
that was at the weight category below, at the under 70 kilo category. She lost out to the Colombian Yuri Alver in that final. Right, thanks for reminding me about that one. Okay, the plus 78 kilo category, Irina Kinzerska of Azerbaijan is the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed is Marina Slutskaya of Belarus. The number 3 seed is Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine. And the number 4 seed is Galina Tarasova of Russia.
yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen here. For me, Annemarie Velensek, she's in there. She's not a top 4 seed, but for sure she's one of the contenders for the title today. And then you have a real outsider, Ras Hershko, but she could do something crazy. So because it's in her hometown, it could be interesting. But for me, the top 4 seeds and Annemarie Velensek are the ones that are the favorites for a medal today.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the men now. There are 3 weight categories there, 90, under 100 and plus 100 kilo categories. Let's start by taking a look at the top 4 seeds in the under 90 kilo category. The number 1 seed is Mamadali Mediev of Azerbaijan. The number 2 seed is Axel Clerget of France. The number 3 seed is Yahov Varopeyev of Belarus, and the number 4 seed is Nicholas Mungai of Italy.
I think here the top 4 seeds for sure, but you have some outsiders, and it's Asaf Chen and Lee Kochman, because fighting in Israel, they really could do something, and their skills. They're not really high seeded, but I'm interested to see how they're gonna do.
Yeah, I agree with the home favourite feeling.
It can
Lee
really
Kaufman,
help.
I think, he needs to step up here because he's missed out a couple of times. He's got good quality judo. Let's see what can happen with him today.
He has such an explosive judo, but he really, it's what you said, he missed out. He was not in a great form lately, but let's see if it comes back now.
Okay, in the under 100 kilo category, the number 1 seed would have been Peter Palchik, but as we've said before, he's suffering from a stomach bug, so no Palchik in the under 100 kilo category. The number 2 seed is Elmar Gazimov of Azerbaijan. The number 3 seed is Benjamin Fletcher of Arnhem. Maybe he can follow on from his sister's success yesterday. And the number 4 seed is Joachim Dvaby of Sweden. And the Swedes had a gold medal winning performance yesterday with Anna Bernholm.
Yeah, the Swedish are doing really well in the circuit in general. So I have high hopes for Joachim Dvaby that he's going to do well. But for me, the Pool B is a really tough one because you have Shadi Al Nahas, who we all know did something amazing in Osaka Grand Slam. You have Alexander Idir in there as well. So it's that's the pool of death, as we call it, I think. And you have some outsiders. It's Simeon Katarina from the Netherlands. He can do something, and we'll see. It's I think an open category.
I like Simeon. There's something about his judo that suggests that he's going to be in there for a long time, as long as he can keep himself healthy.
That's it.
Tough weight that under 100. Right, let's take a look then at the top 4 seeds in the plus 100 kilo category. The number 1 seed is Bekmurod Oltiboyev of Uzbekistan. The number 2 seed is the world silver medalist Shangi Kokari of Azerbaijan. The number 3 seed is the Olympic bronze medalist from Rio Or Sasson of Israel. And the number 4 seed is the former European champion at under 23, Yahiv Kamo of Ukraine.
Yeah, I actually really like Kamo. I think his judo is so great and he really has a technical judoka. So I really hope to see some of that today. And the rest, it's the top 4 seeds for me that are the favorites. Outsiders there, but I think it's Or Sasson that will have to try to do it.
We did have a quick chat off air about the Russian in this weight category, Anton Krivobokov. He's one of a number of Russians who they're looking at as, they have to find someone who will represent them at the plus 100 kilo category, because it's not going to be Alexander Mikhailin, that's for sure. But, Inal Tasoyev, Tamerlan Bashayev, and Anton Krivobokov, there's a few of them.
They can all really step up and win great medals, and that's the thing is nobody did it yet. But it's like the spot is open. They have plenty of talents. Somebody is gonna do it, but let's see who it is.
Well, we'll see what Krivobokov has got to offer up today. He's is there a second heavyweight, or is that the only one that they've sent? Is the only one at plus 100? It's just the one Russian.
No. You have another Russian in there.
Okay.
Let us check.
Shakbazov.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so 2 in there. You never know what that's going to offer up. Now, as usual, you've got the choice of whichever mat you want to choose. There are 3 mats here. If you click one, you get 1, 2, or 3. And if you click on the little icon that looks like a microphone, then you'll get the commentator channel. The commentator channel is Esther and myself, and we move from whichever mat we want to take a look at, but by all means choose whichever map you like. You don't have to go with the commentated channel. We're going to start by taking a look at the contests on map 2. That's in the under 90 kilo category. The opening contest there features Viktor Kliavsov of Belarus. He's up against Matthias Kusik of Estonia. It will be Kliavsov in the white judogi, Kusik in blue. We're about to get underway, yeah.
So the place is already pretty filled up. I really like that, and there's a lot of atmosphere again. Straight into action, Matthias Kusik. So first contest is always quite a hard one on a day like this. And you really want to get the nerves out of the way. So Kliavsov is holding on pretty tight. The only thing is he's not really attacking. So he's controlling Matthias Kusik completely.
But the Russians had a bit of a go of it yesterday, didn't they, with Vadim Shoka
Yes, they did.
winning in the under 73 kilo category. It's been a while since they took that one.
And for me, that's what I really liked to see yesterday. Of course, you see the talents, and they're around 20 years old, already getting their first medals. It's really nice to see. But sometimes for me, it's even nicer to see Watsim Shoha. It's its first Grand Prix medal, and he's around 27, 8 years old. And then you have Megan Fletcher as well. She was working for a long time. I know her a little bit better, and it's nice to see that you've been working for so long for something, and then you finally get it.
Klipsas looks as though he's got a nasty cut down one side of his face, but it's not. It's just, well, it's like a nasty scratch anyway. On the right side of his face.
So he has a nice left serenage. The problem is that Viktor Kliavsov, he really now knows that it's coming. So he's really a lot less able to threaten him with that. Nice Makikomi attempt, just not enough control in the end. But Kliavsov is starting to look better in this contest, and actually Matthias Kusik looks pretty tired.
It's horrible to have to get out there first thing in the morning, isn't it?
It is. In the end, it doesn't matter if it happens at 10 or 11, but it's just it's your first contest. You for sure you want to win that one.
People sometimes talk about dusting off the cobwebs.
It is.
First thing in the morning.
Unfortunately, I experienced it sometimes, to lose in the first round, and it's just not what you came for, especially if you traveled a long way. And that's sometimes what the crowd also doesn't see, you know. There's so many hours of work in that, and I think that's why judo is so tough, also mentally, because it can be over before you know it.
Yep. I thought at some stage they were going to have to tidy that up, but you see he's bleeding there.
Yeah, he is. So was it him, or you said
no, it's him. Yeah, okay. I think it's just a spot. Yes. To be honest, it's not a cut, but it began to, well, I say weep, but just run a little bit. So I have to tidy that up. Grigory Menashkin has just thrown L.A. Smith III of the United States of America for Ippon down on mat number 3. That's round 1 in the under 100 kilo.
Yeah, concerning the Ippons, we're on the wrong mat.
Yeah,
because it's the second one
that's
already.
The second one. Yeah, the other was Isaac Bezina, the Maltese. He went down to the Romanian. So they're all tumbling down at that end.
But Kliavsov is coming back to the mat.
We're going to have the pleasure of the company this morning of the former world champion at under 63 kilos, Daniela Krukova.
Oh, that's really nice.
She's going to come and join Esther in a few minutes' time, and then a little bit later on, Sagimuki has also promised to come up here and.
So we have a busy morning schedule.
Esther's got a busy morning.
You can also sit here, you know.
No, you know, I'll get shy. So I'll just leave that to you. 2 penalties picked up by Cleve Savazi. Attempts a counter there. Yeah, and they think that there was enough to give a score there. They may have a look at that.
Yeah, they're gonna have a look at that.
Kusic thinks he's got his elbow down, and the panel agree. Well, I don't say panel, but you know, the refereeing supervisors probably had a look at that on the video replay and decided there wasn't a score. At least the referee is on the ball, having cancelled that. They didn't cancel it on the scoreboard, and he now calls Mata and says, hey, I said cancel that. So he's keeping an eye on things. 17 seconds left to go. Another rip-on down on mat 3. You picked the wrong mat there, Esther. Futsal this time, Danilo.
Yeah, it's true. You cannot say anything about that.
Actually, I think it was me that was suggesting that we go to mat number 2, and we've had 3 rip-ons on mat 3, haven't we? Oh well.
And a golden score over here, but that's what happens.
Yeah. We could change, it's up to you.
Really?
Take one of your...
You're welcome. So 30 seconds in the golden score, now both having 2 Shidos. And it's Viktor Kliasvusov that finishes it off with a really nice hip throw there. Took some time. Oh, they took it off again. I'm not sure what happened, but still everything is possible also for Matthias Kusic. Although he's really in trouble here. There's a lot of force. And I think that is the problem from Kliavusov, that he can put a lot of pressure with his kumikata, but he's following up with the throws that are not too strong. That's a better attempt, Uchimata. And as long as he keeps moving like that, it's Matthias Kusic who's in really big trouble. And that's another Makikomi attempt. And that's probably gonna be it. So third Shido here for Matthias Kusic, and it's Viktor Kliavusov that's gonna continue to the next round. So next one up, it's Ramazan Mansuigenov of Russia in white, and he's up against Giuliano Loporcio of Italy. Loporcio wearing the blue judo gi.
First round for men under 100 kilos, tatami 2. In white for Russia, Ramazan Mansuigenov. In blue for Italy, Giuliano Loporcio.
And immediately Mansuigenov has a really strong grip there. Loporcio making a first mistake there, Shido for him. And that's a really unfortunate error. You really don't want to have that in the first 30 seconds of a contest. Nice left Tsunage there from Mansuigenov, scoring Wazari.
Tatami 3, first round, men under 100 kilograms. In white for Belarus.
Again, left Tsunage, really good. He was really under Loporcio. The only thing he forgot was to hold the grip. But it looks like Loporcio is a really bit overwhelmed in the first 1 minute and a half. First judo for Mansuigenov of Russia. It looks like Loporcio is a bit better into it, but that's the second Wazari there. Frustrating for Loporcio, but he was really outclassed in this contest. And because Pelchik is not competing in this tournament, it's Mansuigenov who already enters the quarterfinals by this, so that's very fortunate for him.
Next contest on tatami 2.
So next one up, it's Daniel Mukete of Belarus in white judogi, and he's up against Karolis Bauza of Lithuania in blue. Both judoka have been around for quite some time. And they're really taking their time because they both have a kumikata. That was a really nice sumigeshi there from Mukete. They really took some time there to really go in for an attack. And I think that's really dangerous actually, if you just hold on to your gip but don't do anything with it. It's quite dangerous because you let the other one decide what's happening. Nice movement there from Carolis Bauza. He was really in the perfect place there. And you can see the unbelief of Daniel Mukete. So on mat number 1 there's another Israeli coming, but we're gonna stick on mat number 2 for now. But every time when an Israeli judoka comes on the mat, you can hear a roar from the crowd. It's really nice to see how the crowd stands behind their judoka. So strong grip in there from Kumric. Both having a strong left grip here. So they're trying both to disbalance a little bit with the Ashiwaza, but not much going on. That's why the referee decides to both give them a Shido.
First round, men under 100 kilos, tatami 3. In white for the Netherlands, Simeon Katarina. In blue for Uzbekistan, Sherali Churaev.
tatami 1, סיבוב ראשון, נשים עד 78 קילוגרם, בעבר מהונגריה. הנט נז'רוס, בכחול מישראל, ענבר לניר.
Nice ippon there, scored by Otto Imala. Giving him a lot of confidence for the next round. And you can see the Swiss team is really working. So next one up, we're gonna see Joachim Dwerby, and he's up against Jelle Snippe. Dwerby wearing the white judo gi and Snippe in blue. It's gonna be an interesting one with Dwerby being really experienced, and Snippe is the one of the bigger talents from the Netherlands.
In white judo gi for Sweden, Joachim Dwerby. In blue for the Netherlands, Jelle Snippe.
Just completely turn him over there, as you can see. So still a lot of kumikata going on in this contest. Nice ashiwaza there and straight on the shimiwaza. Dangerous moment there for Dwerby. And it's really good to see that there's so many transitions, and you can tell how important it is. Because many times they're scored from a quick transition from Techiwaza to Newaza. Dwerby getting a Shido there for the wrong grip. Really with his left arm was blocking the snipper. And the snipper's doing a really good job there with controlling the kumikata. You can see that Dwerby is struggling a bit with that. Only thing is that both judoka didn't really put in any big attacks. So it could be that the referee will give them a warning for that if nothing big happens. And that means that Dwerby now is on 2 Shidos, so it's a threat for him, and Snippe has the advantage.
Tatami 3, first round men over 100 kilos. In white for Slovenia, Ende Marinic. In blue for Romania, Daniel Matea.
And this time it's Snippe that gonna try to lose the leg, to release the leg of Dwerby, but he doesn't get enough time from the referee. So still no scores on the board. And Dwerby really has to watch out with that left arm here. He cannot block too much, and he has to keep the arm closer. And if nothing gonna happen soon, they both will pick up a Shido. So that's gonna be that will be really disappointing for Dwerby. So no scores yet, and also no big attacks yet.
Golden score, Tatami 2.
And it's Snippe that really has the advantage here. He can afford one little mistake. He can afford to not do so much. And it's Dwerby that really needs to attack. And that is very unfortunate. He was just walking off the mat. Came away with that. And that's it. Nice Ashiwaza from Snippe there. And it's unfortunately for Joachim Dwerby, he's one of the top seeds, but faces an early exit in this tournament.
course.
So I was just a little bit quiet for now because Daniela Krukower, she is visiting. Welcome.
Hi, Esther. Thank you. How are you?
I'm really good. Really nice to see you here.
Thanks. Cool. I'm really happy to be here. Really, it's a wonderful experience. It's the first time of the Grand-Prix in Tel Aviv. It's like I had to be here.
Yeah, I can imagine. But for the people who don't know, you're world champion of
Osaka 2003.
2003.
I represented Argentina, but I'm Israeli. I always was Israeli. I've been here until 99, the end of 99, and then I passed to Argentina. I was born in Argentina, but my parents still live here, so it's a nice opportunity for me to come.
Yeah, that's why you came especially for the Grand Prix, right?
I did. I thank the IGF for inviting me, Lisa Allen. It's an incredible experience. I couldn't miss it for the world.
What do you think about it so far?
It's a great competition. The atmosphere, I'm sure you talked about it. The atmosphere, the people, the flags. It's amazing. It's an amazing atmosphere. Everybody I feel a little bit like Paris sometimes.
It is. It creates a little bit the same atmosphere.
Yeah. I feel like this. I don't know if you felt it, but people know about judo. It's a popular sport here, and it's like they cheer up the right things. You know?
That's what I also really like because although maybe not the top 8 is always competing from the world ranking, it feels like it is. You know, they really, because there's so much atmosphere, and it also makes the judoka do better judo.
Exactly. It's like it makes everybody go up in the level.
Yes.
And it's beautiful judo that we see here. We see quite a lot of Israelis, of course. They're at home. And
I can imagine you still really support the Israeli team, right?
Of course. I came here actually last year with the junior team from Argentina, because I always told them, look, Israeli judo is excellent. They train hard. They have a great team, and we have to go and train with them. So we came with I think about 10 people, 10 junior guys and girls, and it was a great experience. Really, they held us here. It's like the hospitality, and we went to Jerusalem to see everything, and it was a great experience.
And can you tell me a little bit what you did since you stopped judo yourself as a competitor?
Well, since I stopped judo, I began being more involved in the training. I've been a coach for the national team with the cadets, junior. Afterwards, I've been with the senior until 6 months ago, about. And then just a few days ago, I was re-elected to be part of the national team. I would be in charge of courses, seminars around Argentina, for coaches especially. So it's a really, really interesting job. And I will be as well, I'll be with the IGF Academy. We got about more than 500 people registered for the course.
Argentina?
In Argentina only.
That's
for
amazing.
the IGF Academy. So we're really happy. I'll be the supervisor for Argentina. So I'm really, really happy about it. Thankful for the IGF for receiving me.
Yeah, I think the IGF Academy is doing an amazing job with lifting the level of not only the judoka but the judo trainers especially.
Exactly, that's what we need really. In Argentina, we really need to level up the coaches, because it's so big, the territory, and it's so hard for them sometimes to come to Buenos Aires, where almost everything is.
Is that where the National Training Center is in Buenos Aires? Okay.
Yes, it's in Buenos Aires. So everybody wants to get there, but there's not a lot of places for them to sleep, to be, and to train. So we need to start looking how we're going to be going around to the provinces. Which is not easy, but it's better for one person to move to the provinces and get more people, more athletes, more coaches, in order for them to be closer to the international level.
Yeah, I can imagine. And but now, for example, the national team, they're all centered in the same place, or it's really a club system?
No. It's we have actually a center of the high level center. We have clubs, of course, in Buenos Aires usually, and we have high level centers around Argentina, in Cordoba, as well. And a few more places, but it's not that strong center, so it's usually more centered in Buenos Aires.
But is this one of your goals also, to really lift the level of judo in Argentina?
Yeah, it was always my goal. It was always like a mission that I had to level up. Usually, I mean, not only the national team, but the people that start judo, they should be more involved with the international judo, so they can grow, because sometimes you get the judo from really old information.
Yeah, and I think the judo changed really, and also if you see the small details that are changing with the rules,
exactly.
And you really have to be so sharp, because you see even on this level you see sometimes judoka missing opportunities because they don't know the rules perfectly.
Exactly.
And it was talked about in the draw, especially with the Tachi and Nawasa situation.
Exactly.
So, but I'm really happy to see that here in this tournament you see a high level, you see less mistakes with that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like people stay in with the information because they don't have so much access to the television. Sometimes they do, but usually they don't. So we need to bring it to him. We need to bring the information, make it interesting, make the conferences interesting, make like the information renewal to be really more captured. Like the people that know judo, they have to like take another round of the new ways of judo, and this is how it makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and I think for me it's also like even if you're a top coach, you always need to keep developing, because judo keeps developing
all the time. If you're a coach and you're not moving around internationally, then you just miss a lot of stuff, and you become like an old judo person.
Which is still good, because in the end it's all you can still give kids, you can teach them judo, and you can teach them about the values, so it's still good. But I think in what you say, to get to a really high level,
it will be difficult. It's a good the old judo, it's great, it's excellent to build up the judokas, but then you need the small stuff, the strategy, statistics. You have to learn. Today you have a lot of videos to watch and to learn from your competitor, and it's not the same. Me, I hardly watched videos and we're talking about 2003, 2004.
Because there were not so much videos,
there
right?
There were not so much videos. There were, but not so much.
And would you film your own contest sometimes? Or
yes. I needed it for me to learn from myself, from my mistakes. But today it's so much easier.
It is. And I think they really, with IGF, they're doing such a great job also with the analytics. So in each contest you find online, you find what happened, which technique happened, in what time. It's amazing.
It's amazing. The IGF made an enormous job of lifting up the judo. Of course the marketing, the visuality.
Oh, nice icon there.
My God, it's beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, we're talking a lot, but sometimes there are actually some really interesting things going on in the under 100 kilogram.
Yeah, yesterday when we saw Sagi Muki's icon, wow, that was amazing, and the crowd was
How did that make you feel? Because it's actually it's going perfect for the Israeli team. Of course, you suffer some losses, but each day the last category was won by Israeli. In what fashion?
Yeah, it was amazing. I see all the people like excited and jumping, and the national anthem. I felt like like an Israeli again.
And what do you think this means also for the Israeli judo? that they have this tournament here.
This would be a great opportunity for them to develop. It's like in Buenos Aires with the Continental Open. It made them grow a lot. It made them make a big effort for them to be in shape for that tournament, because it's your house tournament. And here it's more because it's a Grand Prix. It's incredible tournament. It's an incredible the place, and the level of this organization is excellent. Supervised by the IGF, it's so important. So I think today judo is not the same. It's far from what it was before.
Yeah.
And it almost makes it like every other sport that you see on TV. And I'm really happy about it. Because before it was really difficult for us to get known or
to find sponsors, and it's a completely different world. And also it's a different sport, I think in 10-15 years ago you would just go to some tournaments a year, and now the calendar's filled up. You have tournaments everywhere. There's prize money. It's just the sport got so much more professional.
Wow, it's amazing, really. I see the big, the big card of with the prize money, and it's beautiful.
Do you sometimes feel a little bit bad that you didn't have that, or?
Yeah, of course. In my times there were
not so much
possibilities and stuff, but
you got so much out of your career.
Of course, I owe it. I owe judo. That's why I want to return it, my knowledge to judo.
Yeah.
For it to grow. That's the important thing. And places like Argentina, they miss a lot of stuff.
And how is it with the team of Argentina? Because you've won, you've Paulo Pareto, of course, and but is the rest also going well?
Well, we're trying to grow. I think there was a nice growth of the team in the last year. In the last years, I'm sorry. And we're in with economics and stuff. It's a little bit harder now after the Buenos Aires Olympic Games. So we had.
How was that?
It was beautiful. It was an enormous experience in Buenos Aires. Everybody got closer to sport. Usually, not only judo. But people went to see sports that they don't know. So it was a really nice experience for Buenos Aires, for Argentina usually. But there's a lot of economic problems as always, but now it's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now we see an Israeli coming up, I think.
Yeah, so maybe it's nice, Freddy, if we can switch to mat number 3 to see the fight between Davlat Bobonov and Lee Kochman. And do you know the athletes a little bit from the Israeli team?
Yes, I do. I usually follow them. The girls a lot. I follow. I know them. We met in many competitions.
Yeah, with the training camp also.
Exactly,
right?
from the training camp. But the Israelis have a very special way of fighting, which I know from close.
What do you mean? What way is that?
I mean, you see them. They're usually very high. I mean, they stand up really tied up. They don't go back with back
like
forward.
They don't bend down.
Yeah, they don't bend down. That's exactly it. They have an aggressive judo, of course, and they're very strong with the grips. You see?
I think that's one of the strongest things. They just keep going, and they're really good with the kumikate. They train a lot for that also.
Yes, they train a lot, special movements, special static situations. So they are waiting. Many times they are waiting for the other one, and then.
Oh, nice takeover there from Kochman.
I think it's Bobonov actually.
Let's try to see that again. I think it was for Kochman taking over Bobonov. So good score there for Kochman.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's what it should happen. But
and Kochman for me also, he's one of the outsiders because he had a little bit of less good time. but he's such a big thrower. He can really do something today.
Yeah. You see, they go up standing. They go into the technique standing up. It's really difficult to bend.
But let's see, it's not an easy round for Kochman.
They're both strong, huh?
Yeah, they really are. But I really like it in Israeli judo because I was training here also quite sometimes because they're the best hosts basically. They're just always really welcoming, but they also let you train in their in all the trainings you want to. And they really train specifically for special situations.
Exactly.
Like if somebody's gonna grip over the top, what are you gonna do? If somebody like these situations,
Exactly.
and they do it in other countries as well, of course. But they're very focused on that.
Yeah.
And for me, Shani Hershko of the women coach, he did great things, and he was also really thinking about to analyze all the contests. So you have each mate. What are you gonna do in that mate? How are you gonna refocus?
Exactly.
And just it's all in the details, and they spend a lot of time in that.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of thinking in it.
Yeah.
So you can see it, and they can actually wait. It's not like they euphorious, like they go just they don't care about anything, but they think. This was my way of fighting as well. I always took the way of fighting of Israel because my judo was Israeli actually. Look at that, he's
holding down Bobanov here, and I don't see Bobanov coming out of that.
Great.
That's a really good start for Lee Kochman. Gonna check his draw a little bit. But this was a tough one. But the next one is actually has Clerget probably to beat. So he has a really tough draw today.
Yeah. Well, as you always say, in order to be good, you have to
beat everybody, right?
You have to beat everybody. It's true.
And you saw that happening. But let's see. But are you gonna stay here for some more days, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. I came here, and after that, relax a little bit, go around. It's like I'm both. I'm Israeli and I'm Argentinian, so I feel home everywhere.
That's really a nice thing, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I feel home here. Everybody's saying hi. I know everybody. Yeah, it's a nice feeling. And
so people, when you were fighting for Argentina, were people also supporting you from Israel?
Yes. You know, when I won the World Championship, actually, we didn't have many Argentinians there. So actually, the Israeli team was the one supporting me.
Oh wow!
And my ex-trainer was there, and he was shouting, and it was amazing feeling everywhere, always.
But I think that shows a lot about the people here.
Exactly.
But why is it you think they love judo so much?
I think that it has to do with the fact that Yael Arad and Onis Maja were the first ones to bring an Olympic medal. In like, there was no Olympic medal in any sport.
No.
So Yael Arad and Onis Maja just knew how to do it. So it just began as something. It's always like that, you know. You have a hero, and then a lot of
it
kids
really builds.
Yeah, a lot of kids want to train like them. They want to fight like them, and there's a lot of fighting thing in the Israeli mentality with the army, and the whole mentality. You have to fight for your life sometimes. So it's a mentality thing. I think it's a good, but they didn't always know how to do it, but they knew how to develop it. So I'm very happy for the level. I'm very happy for the trainers that came, I know everybody, and really it's like congratulations for everybody.
And I think the last few years it's even been growing actually in Israel. The team is it's been growing, and the level is also in depth. It's got better.
Yeah, the good thing about it, that's what we lack in Argentina. That you get an Israeli in your draw, and it's like it's a tough. It's a tough.
Yes.
It's a tough competitor. It doesn't matter who. You know the names and everything, but
and
you
in
know
Argentina, not yet.
Not yet. That was my mission, a little bit, to make in Argentina a good team, not only one judoka, two judoka, but it's a development that we must do. I hope, of course.
And it can, but you see that in Israel, it also took it took some time, and they've been working on this for quite some years now. And now you start to see that there's more and more coming, and not only 2 or 3 judokas, but
exactly.
It's the whole.
It's like you have a continuation of the generations. Then you know that someone will stop judo, and you have another one after them.
Yeah, that's the best thing.
That's the best thing.
And you think with Paulo Poretto, it's lifting the level also in Argentina?
We hope so. It's not that easy. We need to build up a team, and that's the important thing now, to build up not only the judokas but the coaches. That's why I think the job of the IGF Academy would be really important.
It is really important.
Yeah.
So good. I think it's nice to. We're gonna watch some more judo.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Esther. It was really nice to see you.
If you want to stay, you can always stay, but you can always relax and
I'll go and drink some coffee, and then I come back and say hi to you guys. Thank you for the interview, and I wish you very good luck.
You too.
It's,
Thank you so
it's
much.
an amazing job that you're doing. It's great. It's great to see judo and to be. And to talk about it and to
I'm really loving that the judo is developing so much, and you have people all over the world with the same mission. And I think the judo is a special sport because of the values. We have so much respect for each other, and if that you just can grow a lot. I think so. For sure. I have respect. It's like that. My enemies, they're not enemies. They're just competitors. Only on the mat. It was like that.
Exactly. It's a respectful. Competition. It's a respectful sport. So, good luck.
But thank you so much, Daniela.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
See you.
See you.
Good luck today.
So we're sorry if we didn't comment all the time on the fights, but some interesting things happened. Also in the 90 kilogram with Briceno of Chile beating Shadi El Nahas. That's a big shock for El Nahas after he had a great Osaka Grand Prix.
סיבוב שני, גברים, עד 90 קילוגרם, בלבן, מהולנד, ג'ספר סמיג, ובכחול, מבריטניה, פרייזר צ'מברליין.
And I think we can try to go to mat number 2, where we see one of the outsiders of the tournament as well. It's Jesper Smink. I don't know if Freddy is listening, but if we can go to mat number 2, that would be really great. Thank you. So, for me, Jesper Smink is one of the bigger talents. Won a medal in the The Hague Grand Prix, but he's up against Fraser Chamberlain of Great Britain.
תמי אחד, סיבוב שני, נשים עד 78 קילוגרם, בלבן מהולנד, קרן סטיבנסון, ובכחול מבריטניה, קייטי דמינאי, it's brown.
So still no scores on the board.
Odd situation that there should be a Dutch fighter and a British fighter going head to head, because you're Dutch and
it happens twice
and
now.
I'm British, and now down on mat number 1 we've got Karen Stevenson and Katie Jemima Yates-Brown. I'm just putting that out there,
Some rivalry there.
Yeah, we haven't got any favourites, have we?
Not at all.
We're just here to concentrate on the action. Fraser Chamberlain picks up a penalty for that overly defensive posture that he adopted there. Little over 2 minutes to go, no score as yet.
So did you manage to see some of the contest going on?
I did indeed. I went and I sat for a while with Peter Palchik and his parents, and then
how's he doing?
when they'd had enough of me, they pushed me on to Lee Kochman's parents. And when they'd had enough of me, the steward who is looking after that area realised that my accreditation didn't really allow me in there, and he kicked me out. So
But it must be frustrating for Peter Palchik to not be able to represent his country here.
Well, he's going to come up and chat with you.
Okay.
So you can talk to him, but you're absolutely right. It's something that he was looking forward to very much, and in particular because the Israeli team have done so well. He wants to be part of that, so he's quite upset that, having kept injury free, that something as simple as a stomach bug should lay him low.
Yeah, these are like the most frustrating things, to be honest, as a judoka. Injuries are terrible, but sometimes you feel something is going on, and a few days later it can be okay. But still, it's just the wrong timing.
I didn't see that. The contest between Thomas Briceno of Chile, who defeated Shadi El Nahas. Maybe he's feeling a bit under the weather. I bet he's not feeling too well now after that loss. And then Jelle Snipper over Joachim Dvabi.
Yeah, so we were saying that was a really difficult pool to be in.
And it's all turned upside down.
Yes, already.
Jesper Smink has just thrown Fraser Chamberlain for Japan. I think that was a big Makikomi, if I'm not mistaken. I just caught that out of the corner of my eye. It's unfortunate for the British fighter. The Dutchman goes through to, is that round 3?
No, that's the second round still.
I mean, he goes through to round 3, yeah?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, 3 rounds, quarterfinal, semi-final. And if you make it that far, the final itself. So good luck with that one. Who have we got coming up next? Peter Kocera of Poland is up against Asaf Chen.
Yeah, you
of
were
Israel.
really positive about Azov Chen, right?
Yeah, Chen and Lee Kochman, the two in the under 90 kilo category. Let's have a look at this one. It was a tough first contest, however. Sarah's quite a handful.
He is, and he impressed me. I think it was in Osaka Grand Slam. And one of your other favorites, Simon Katarina, is also out. He lost to Sherali Jurayev earlier in the day.
Yeah, a very tough contest that was.
So it's opening up the weight category. So there you have your score back for Great Britain. It's Yeats Brown beating Stevenson on net number 1. She's really doing well lately, Yeats Brown. I think it's a great thing that she stepped up to a 78 kilogram.
Yeah, she's only 74 kilos as well. So she's given away a bit of weight. But maybe that
Yeah, but she
suits her, yeah.
compensates with so much speed and explosiveness.
תמי אחד, סיבוב שני, נשים עד 78 קילוגרם, בלבן, מפורטוגל, פטריסיה סטמפאיו, ובכחול, מאוזבקיסטן.
So in trouble here with this long legs of Kusera. He's so dangerous with that. Ooh. He's really troubling Chen with his long legs. Wow, beautiful Senage. Really good timing from Sef Chen, scoring Mazari. Oh, almost in trouble here, he is. He came away with that. Just a moment of lack of focus. And he wanted that Osaikimi so bad after that he just used his force too much. And I think Kusera did a good thing.
Yes, he took advantage of
Yeah.
that. He could feel
The pushing.
the push,
Yeah,
and he allowed that to happen, knowing that he could, take it over.
just really clever.
Yeah. Saw that developing.
That would have been so painful to
Yeah.
just throw for us. It happens sometimes.
And it does. I was just about.
Yeah.
It does happen. You just get that feeling. Okay, they're going to push so hard. I'm going to take this over.
Oh, in trouble again. So still 1 minute and 33 seconds, and that's a tough against Kusera. It's really tough to defend.
Long time.
And that was a poor attack from Kusera.
He's going to get penalised for a false attack there, and he didn't need to do that.
Not at all. I think it was just a mistake. He didn't want to do a false attack. That's for sure.
No, and it was kind of like a slip,
Yes.
and he's gotten away with it. He was lucky to get away with that. He was thinking about attack. He knew it was weak. He didn't want to give up the false attack. He gave something, and then they gave him the benefit of the doubt. They let him get away with that one.
Let's see if they're gonna give Chen the benefit of the doubt, because that was not the best attack either. But oh, Wasari, that is too bad.
And now it's
now
Chen's
again.
turn for the Osaikomi. He was close there,
Oh,
and
he's
it goes back.
And now he's really stuck in
Yeah.
no cycling. That
What-
was all the time the problem, that the legs of Kutsera there and this Oso Togari, it's so hard to stay out of that. Especially defending, and if Kutsera just coming.
Yeah, that was going one way and the other, one way and the other.
But it was a good performance from Chen here.
תמי אחד, סיבוב שני, נשים, עד 78 קילוגרם, בלבן, מסלובניה. קלרה פוטקר ובכחול מארצות הברית. נטלי פפדקיס.
Second round, forming under 90 kilos, tatami 2. In white, Judo representing Italy, Nicolas Mungai. In blue, representing Portugal, Tiago Rodrigues.
Nicolas Mungai of Italy is back on the mat now. Round 2 contest. It's Mungai of Italy in the white judogi. He's up against Tiago Rodrigues of Portugal.
So it's going quite quickly today. With 78 kilograms, we're already in the quarterfinal stage almost. So this is the last 2 contests in round 2.
Could be quite a long break today.
Yeah.
Mr.
So let's see if Mungai can stay in the good vibe of the Italian team. Nice Yoko Tumanage here. And followed up by Juchi Katane. Yeah, really nice work. Just good transition. Quite calmly. So good job from Nicolas Mungai. And here we can see it again.
Second round, men under 90 kilos, tatami 2. In white for Slovakia, Milan Randall. In blue for Australia, Harrison Kassa.
תמי אחד, סיבוב שני, נשים עד 78 קילוגרם, בלבן, מרוסיה.
It looks really controlled, so he looks on form. No hesitation, and took his time to get to that armbar. I'm curious to see what's going on mat number 1.
That's
Because,
Antonio Shmileva and
yes.
Annette, Mejaros Annette. She got married, didn't she? To Breitenbach. And then the name was changed again, so maybe
Yeah,
it didn't work out.
No, I don't think that worked out.
Got nothing to do with judo anyway, so we'll leave that. That's her business.
Yes. We can talk about that in a break.
Yeah, right, okay. With her.
Yes, exactly. But I'm curious to see what her form is, because she was away for so long. And of course she's been training, and she came back for a really little bit before Rio Olympics, but now she looks like she really wants to come back. So remember that from Meszaros, that also when she was competing before, she was always very left-handed, difficult to get close to. It's a little bit what we talked about with Matic yesterday. Also very extreme standing, all the time coming on one side. Really hard to come first. So again, it's Meszaros, you see she's all the time coming first, and Shmeleva is having difficulties to really get control of Meszaros. Second Judo on the board for Shmeleva. Haven't seen really exciting movements yet. And that's also the thing of Meszaros. I think she's never taking too much risk with her hip throws. Just being very effective.
Second round, win under 90 kilos.
And now trying to get out the leg.
For the United States of America.
Almost succeeding there.
In blue for Belarus, Victor Klavisau.
But good reaction from Shmeleva to get out of that osaikumi.
Well, it's not where either of these two fighters would have wanted to be going into golden score. Shmeleva is at a disadvantage here, having picked up 2 penalties. Meszaros is still penalty free, so given the experience that Meszaros has got, she looks as though she's in the best position here. She's in the driving seat, because she's, as long as she can remain.
She stays a little bit active, comes with her techniques. Then as soon as they're both going to pick up a judo, then it's going to be all over.
And as long as she can avoid giving up a score, the likelihood is that Shmileva will pick up another penalty.
Second round, men under 100 kilos, tatami 3. In white for Azerbaijan, Elmar Kasimov. In blue for Romania, Luka Kunjabo.
So now it's Shmileva trying to get the arm of Messeros, but it looks pretty tied up. But she gets some time to work, and now it's getting closer. Not far off from a good armbar.
Well, the good thing for Mejarosh is that she certainly looks in good physical condition, and she doesn't show any sign of losing power. Any Ashi was her in there, or was it
No, I think
Shmileva
that
just
was
going
all
over?
Shmileva. And as soon as this contest is finished, I would. I'm very curious about Gasimov on mat number 3 in a bit.
Yeah, maybe they'll be able to inject a little bit more action into things, because Shmileva and Mejarosh certainly haven't given us anything to write home about. Yeah, that may be a good move immediately after this. Almost.
So they're gonna give the Vasari to
The
Shmileva.
counter, yeah.
I'm not completely sure if it was all Shmileva that was doing that, but
Only at the end. Only at the very end. I mean, the Setemi was all Mejarosh, and all that Shmileva did was to
Turn
feel
around.
that, turn over, and have some control as Mejarosh, you know, as her back hit the mat. But as far as initiating anything was concerned, it's as you just say, you know, she didn't have a great deal to do that. It was Mejarosh, and it doesn't look as though they're going to change that.
they are having a little discussion. So let's see what will happen.
She was hopeful, was Mejarosh, and her hopes have been rewarded. She gets a second go at this. We've had 2 minutes of golden score so far, and she's still in it, but not any longer. Shmileva now comes up with her own technique, which, to be honest, in the end was a pretty good one. Not sure why it was that she hadn't come up with anything like that during normal time.
During the rest of the 6 minutes, you mean?
Yeah, and it was certainly, when Mejarosh went over, it didn't look as though she had any resistance to it, which was not the case during the normal period or the golden score period. You know, she'd put up, you know, given a reasonable account of herself. Right, let's go down to mat number 3. We're going to pick up the action between Elmar Gazimov of Azerbaijan and Luka Kunjabo of Romania. It's Gazimov in the white judogi, Kunjabo in blue. There's no score as yet. Both fighters have picked up a penalty apiece, and we've got a little over a minute left to go. Here's Esther.
Yeah, I think Gasimov, he was really strong at a certain point, then went down a little bit. So let's see how he's doing today. And if he could find back that form he was in earlier. Oh, taken over here by Kunjabo. Not enough for Vasari maybe, but looks like Gasimov got hurt on his knee. Or ankle.
He's really struggling to get to his feet, isn't he?
He is. So something really bothering him. Let's see if he can do something. I don't think he's gonna continue. That's a shame to see that happening. So actually the number 1 and 2 seed are out.
And even the surprise package, or possible surprise package, Shadi Al Nahas, he's out.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for this weight category, but on the other hand, it really opens up for some new talents to win.
Yeah, Kunjaba is not hanging around even to go and have a little look and say, how are you? I'm off. He's gone.
Golden score, number 2.
So it's just an unfortunate ending. I think it just, sprain his ankle. Let's hope it's not too bad, and we will see him again in Paris.
Coming up next, Grigory Menashkin of Estonia. He's up against Danilo Hutsal of Ukraine. It's Menashkin in the white judogi, Hutsal in blue.
In white for Estonia, Grigory Menashkin. In blue for Ukraine, Danilo Hutsal.
Menashkin has picked up a Shido inside the first half minute. It's never a good sign.
So let's see, but there's some exciting contests coming up after this also. We're gonna see top-seeded Benjamin Fletcher in the next, and I'm curious to see Kayan Ozisek Takagi later on.
Yes, the Australian-born, Japanese-reared youngster who's taken some time out after having competed initially for Japan and now competing for Australia. I bet they're delighted with that.
For sure they are.
Well,
it can really lift the team.
Unless you're an Australian heavyweight who fancied the spot for yourself. But
for an under 100 kilogram competitor, it's not the easiest.
That was highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to call the under 100 kilo category fighters heavyweights, and the plus 100 kilo category fighters super heavyweight.
Okay.
I think that's a nice distinction. And then the 90 kilos are light heavyweights. The 81.
For you?
Yeah, for me. Then the 81 kilo category would be a middleweight.
Yeah, 73 as well? Or
the 73 would be a light middleweight.
Mm-hmm.
Then the 66 kilo category would be a lightweight, and then the 60 kilo category would be super lightweight. So at either end, you have super. Nice.
Really nice movement from Menashkin, and he had to do that with 2 Shidos.
Yeah. Yeah, so at either end of the weight scales, you've got super lightweight and super heavyweight, and then in between you've got ones that fairly
logical.
Yeah. Well done, Esther. Your English is really improving.
I'm doing my best.
So, Grigory Menashkin of Estonia goes through to round 3. I'm not sure why it is that he found it necessary to give a specific bow to Turbat and Setseg, the referee, but
maybe they know each other.
Super manners, or he was just grateful that she'd given him Ippon instead of Wazari. Ben Fletcher of Ireland faces Ohad Zalan of Hungary. It's Fletcher in the white judogi, Ohad in blue.
Yeah, it must be nice for him to see his sister win a bronze medal yesterday. Special moments for her, and let's see if we can follow up with that. Salan Ohad, I don't know so well, or I mean Ohad Salan.
Yeah, not a name that leaps off the page at you, is it?
Ooh, but nice thread there from Ohad. Ochigari. Oh, that was interesting. He just gave a really big pull on his arm.
Fletcher just needs to stay around on that side, close up to the top part of the body. And he does, and he takes the win.
It was an interesting throw, that first throw.
So we're going to get to see Keihan Ozicek Takagi. Sounds Polish, doesn't it?
It does.
Ozicek.
I was wondering where the name came from. Because before he just competed on Takagi, right?
We could ask Mark Pickering, the IJF media director. He knows all those sorts of things. He's got the handle on it, as they say.
I think he's the encyclopedia of judo.
Good boy. Right, let's see how he gets on against Shirali Jurayev of Uzbekistan.
Not the easiest draw, also. And I don't know how long he was out, but it's that sometimes it takes some time to come back and to get used to your new team, new country. So still a lot of kumikata going on.
Both of them, really. Colton Brown gets the crowd into it, having thrown Victor Kalivasov for Ippon on mat 2. That raised a bit of a cheer. The crowd.
I was talking about it with Daniela Krukowiec. They really appreciate good judo. It's almost like in Paris, where you know that the crowd also, they know their sport. They know when something good is going on, and they will applaud for it. So in the meantime, Ozicek Takagi has something to do because.
And he does it.
And he does.
In real style.
Wow, there you can see the class of Takagi here.
Well, he really got hold of Jurayev there, leaping into that Osodagari. It's quite a thing that a number of Japanese do. They run the risk of putting their leg way away from them, and then they hop in. But by which time there's a beautiful finish.
But there's so much force
into
the
Ochigari,
pushing.
actually.
Yeah, it's like it's Ochigari, but normally with a classic Ochigari, he would really go to the right and go into the
drive him back.
Yes.
Yeah, he takes him up a little bit off to the side, almost like Uchimata finish.
Yeah, it's like between an Ochigari and Ochimata.
I like the Ochigari label for that, because he looks as though he's hooking
and he's
and
not
pushing in that direction,
and he's
whereas
not returning. He's not using his hips.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In any event, it was all leg. Oshangi Kokauri now puts Daniel Natia
That was quick.
onto his back, and that's all over. World silver medalist not wasting any time. The big man, Daniel, going over.
It took him some time also to get to this level, Kokuri.
Yeah, on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all those heavyweights are kind of, you know, is it Saturday or is it Sunday or what day of the week is it? You know?
Yeah, it is true. You only have a few that really are stable in this weight category.
Of course, whenever we talk about the super heavyweights, the big question is what will happen when the big man comes back.
Yeah, and what happens after that also, I'm interested in. If he would retire, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
That's what I think. Right, who have we got coming up and where should we go? Are we okay with this?
Yeah, I think it's nice. After this we're going to see Ori Sasson step on the mat.
Okay, Alexander Vachaviak of Belarus faces Marko Kumric of Croatia. It's Vachaviak in the white judogi, Kumric in blue, and as Esther was just saying, we're awaiting the arrival of Or Sasson in the plus 100 kilo category. He'll be up against Ruslan Shakbazov of Russia. It's a nice matchup there, yeah?
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's interesting to see how Sasson will do for the home crowd, because he can really be amazing, but he can sometimes also have some trouble with getting into his form. So you don't really know what you're gonna get. And Kumric looks pretty light in this weight category, to be honest. Especially with Vachaviak, if I say that right.
Yeah, I'm sure that you'll find that Kumric had previously competed at under 100 kilos as well.
Yeah, and he's actually the lightest one of today, weighing 111 kilogram.
Ah, you've
So
got
that's
the
just a
inside
little bit
track,
up.
yeah.
Yep. So there's a good difference between these two competitors, around 25 kilo. For me, it will be unthinkable if you go up until 78. It's already such a big difference in physical strength.
Yeah, you'd have to be quite exceptional. I think where you've got a fighter who has been cutting weight from, say, 110 or 108 kilos, and they go down to under 100, when they go the other way, instead of having to cut weight and go down from 108 to 110, all of a sudden they go up 115, 116, 120. Then you're into super heavyweight territory anyway.
Yeah, that's true. And it does happen more often that people won't go up. I don't see it happening so many times.
That's right.
That a heavyweight starts to go on 100.
Yeah. Although, you know, we saw Or Sasson going from under 100 to plus 100.
Yeah.
Lucas Kapalik going.
See plenty of people.
Yeah.
Tusishvili. Henk Gro. So there's lots of people that go up.
Naidan Tufshenbayer.
Yeah. And they're quite successful.
Those are the ones I can just think of here, and there are plenty of others, I'm sure. Javad Majoub from Iran, he moved up to plus 100 from under 100. I mean, most of the category when you look at it.
Which is kind of normal, because you just
at some stage you have to go through there. Yeah.
But this is quite a few seniors that were already for a while in the under 100 kilogram. Something's going on the other mat.
That was Nadav Zurat against Arsen Kandizian. He had him in Osaikomi briefly, did Zurat, but he couldn't finish off. And that's a golden score contest. Both fighters have picked up penalties here. We've got 20 odd seconds left to go. Javiak and Kumrich.
No scores yet on the board. So no scores yet in this contest. After almost half a minute of golden score. And sometimes here you see the benefit of the lighter judoka because they are tending to be in a better shape. So that's what sometimes happens. And that's gonna be it. Wasari score for Viak. So a lot of noise here in the arena because there's a long golden score going on mat number 2, but we're gonna stay on mat number 3 with Ori Sasson competing for his own white judogi. He's up against Ruslan Shakbazov. I'm sometimes still a little bit struggling with the names.
That's okay. Can't get them all.
That's true. And can you tell us a little bit about Shakbazov or not?
I cannot.
Okay, we don't know so well.
Secret.
Come on.
No, he's not one.
It's the third day.
Yeah, it's not one that that I've got that amount of information on. And it's a shame really because if you look up the record, no doubt you'll see where he's competed.
Something.
Yeah, and they've had him out before. And it really should be a little bit more information than I've just given you there. However, he's not the number 1 because Bashayev is currently the number 1 in Russia. Tasoyev, who's my particular favourite, is the number 2, and even then you've got Andrei Volkov. So it's not until you get down to the number 4 that you actually come up and you come across Shakbazov's name. He does have a bronze medal on the IJF Judo World Tour. He picked that up in Tunis last year. So that's the extent of his
Second round, men under
success as far
100
as
kilos, tatami 2.
the IJF World Tour is concerned. After that, he has competed in 2 other Grand Prix, and he picked up a 5th place and a 7th.
So not bad.
Yeah, he's been to 3 Grand Slams as well, but on every occasion he's missed the podium. He's got a 5th, a 7th, and then a blowout. So
He's close.
he's competed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you really see that the Russians are trying to pick someone for the team, so they're sending 2 guys almost everywhere, and it's every time it's 2 different ones.
Yeah, because
Just trying out.
the other Russians in that weight category that I haven't mentioned, Anton Krivovokov, he's just below Shakbazov in the ranking list. He's down there at number 5. And then there's also Soslan Bostanov. We mentioned Mikhailin earlier on, but really that's, no longer on the radar. And then Renat Saidov, I'm not sure how long he's been off for. But,
No, I haven't seen him for a while. But I think they're just looking now, and I think it's nice to see that they have the resources for that, to just try out some things, and then probably somewhere this year they're gonna pick one of them or 2 of them and focus on that for the next cycle. So still an open contest. Oh, that's dangerous for Sasson. He just walked off the mat there, and I think he knows it. Comes away with that, but he has to really watch where the borders of the mat are. And it must be hard to compete at the 3rd day after having so much success in the team. Then the only thing you want is to continue that success. Ras Hershko is doing a good job and mat number 1 in the meantime. So for me in this contest it's Sasson that made the attacks, but it didn't give him any advantage after 4 minutes of doing judo. Here is also a good example of really a smart choice to move up to over 100 kilogram category. Almost a pickup from Shakbazov here. And Ori Sasson has to watch out to not bend over too much like that. And Shakbazov putting him under a lot of pressure. And he really has to watch out, and he just has to first get his grip, and he shakes his head. He knows that it was not the smartest thing to do, especially not in a golden score, getting your second Shido. And he just doesn't manage to keep upright, so he goes to the ground quite quickly. He looks a little bit tired. And Shakbazov has a huge advantage here. Almost getting his hip under Sasson there. So the crowd are really standing behind Ori Sasson. The only thing is, can he do it? He really has a rough time here and doesn't seem to manage to really get control of the grips. And this is his problem. Each time he comes in for an attack, immediately he loses the grips. Can be a little bit of tiredness. Ooh, almost a good takeover from Sasson. Again, nice Ashiwaza.
Yep.
Just not enough to get Shakbazov on his back. Oh, this is dangerous. Now he's being lifted almost by Shakbazov.
That's definitely not what he wants to do with Shakbazov, to
No.
get in there and battle it out with somebody who looks like a power lifter.
But he did a really smart job there, but just getting his hip in
Exactly.
and
Getting out of it.
yes, basically. No, that's the last thing you want to do if he can pick you up. But it seems like Shakbazov also is getting quite tired here.
Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, Sasson needs him walking onto that
Yeah.
rather than trying to make that happen. He needs Shakbazov to come onto that
yeah, he
Sernagi
needs
to roll
to
him.
try to get some reaction out of Shakbazov first.
Yeah. Although that's the second attack that he's put in there. It could be
Yeah.
that Shakbazov will pick up.
Yeah, for me
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
clear
that's-
thing.
yeah.
Like it's Sasson that's been attacking this whole contest basically.
Now, can he finish off here?
And there was some more pressure from Shakbazov in the regular time, but now you see that it's he's crumbling down a little bit.
Oh,
Oh!
Now there wasn't enough connection between bringing him down and pushing him onto his back, so he could have gone into the nearwaza,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
that's not going to be a score because there was a break in that action. So no score for Sasson because there was a break in the action. He
Yeah.
sat him down, the action stopped, and then there was a push down.
It was so close,
Yeah.
but it's just not enough. That's a
Yeah,
better one.
that's better. And now Shakbazov is in real trouble here.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think that's
done.
going to be
Yeah.
it. Such a hard-fought contest.
And he really needed that, the Sasson. Well, of course he did, because if he didn't win it, he was out of the competition.
Yeah.
But Shakbazov is a very, very difficult opponent, as we've just seen there. He's proved very difficult, and he's managed to get past him.
Yeah, and it's a really it was his first contest, so even you have the nerves coming in, you get tired quite quickly sometimes in your first contest. So that must be so hard. But let's see what they're gonna do.
And the important thing now is to look and see who it is. He's down in Pool B. Is to see who it is that he's got after that. Well, it's either Zhur Spikers or Andrei Kolesnik of Ukraine. So, you know, again, you'd put your money on Sasson in the background, with his background, to get past those two. But they'll have something to say about it. But at the very least that can be said is that he's got a chance now.
Yes.
And that is the quarterfinal. He's
The only
in-
thing that is really it took a lot of energy out of him. That's the only thing what you should hope. And today it's going quite quickly, so he's not going to get a long break. So let's see how this contest is going to go. But if this is going to be a quick contest, they have a big advantage in the next one.
Yes, if this is over and done with very quickly, then
Yeah, it
You-
can make a difference.
you're going to find Sasson is still breathing heavily when he comes out for his next outing.
But to be honest, what I remember from being a competitor, my first contest, I could feel really completely drained. And then even if it was a long contest, golden score, and then the next one, because you just the nerves are out of the way, you can feel completely different. So it doesn't say everything. think it's nice to stick to this mat because after that we're gonna see Axel Clerget and Lee Kochman in next contest.
I think Lee Kochman's beaten Clerget before.
He sure has the power to do it.
Whether he's going to be able to do that today, I'm not sure.
מנצחת, תטמי 1, ועולה לחצי הגמר מבריטניה, נטלי פאוול.
So Natalie Powell just won her last contest.
Yeah, he beat him at the Grand-Prix in Antalya last year, Clerget. Right, let's leave Esther with Drew Spikers and Andrei Kolesnik for a moment and see if I can find out where Mr. Palchik is.
Ooh, there was a poor attack from Spikers there. Just didn't have control in the top half. And huge chance for Kolesnik to take over. And now it's no Saikemi. So a little bit lack of focus maybe of Spikers, or just really good work from Kolesnik. But it looks like he's not going to come out of that one. And it's a good win for Kolesnik here, and he can take up the next round against Sasson. So already in the quarterfinal stage at the plus 100 kilogram category. And we're not that far yet in the under 90 kilo category. It's still the third round. And we're gonna see Axel Clerget. And he's gonna face Lee Kochman in blue. And as Sheldon said before, he beat Clerget last year in the Grand-Prix of Antalya. So things are looking good for him. Especially being the home favorite here, with the crowd all behind you. But on the other hand, against Clerget, it's not going to be easy. He's number 2 seed. Immediately Osotogari effort.
Next contest on Untitled 2, it's second round for men over 100 kilos. In white for Uzbekistan, Bekmurod Oltiboyev. In blue for Canada, Mark Dishin.
Still strong gripping, but Kochman is looking good. Looks like he's quite controlling. Especially the right arm of Clerget. Again, Osotogari. So, nice Makikomi. He had a really good grip for Makikomi there, Clerget. But Kochman could easily pick up Clerget there. No scores yet on the board. And Kochman is impressing me with his strength. He really seems to control Clerget. Again, also Togari effort. And now it's Clerget that has a strong grip. And immediately is quite dangerous with that. And it looks like Kochman knows him quite well. He knows how to defend on that Yoko. On that Sutami, sorry.
Representing Kosovo, Loriana. Winner of Tashkent Grand-Prix last year, Loriana Kuka goes to the semi-final. Alexandra Babintseva of Russia goes to the repechage. Next quarterfinal on Tatami 1, women under 78.
Oh, that's a shame for Kochman. Really nice takeover from Clerget. And holding him down now in Osaikami. Not a strong hold down. I think now it looks a little bit stronger, and it's only 10 minutes. 10 seconds, sorry, so that's gonna be it for Kochman here. And it's Clerget that's gonna continue to the quarterfinals. And I think it's the experience of Clerget. He improved a lot the last few years. Doesn't make many mistakes anymore. And again, it was a really quick transition to Newaza that helped him win this contest. So let's see if we can move to mat number 1 at the moment, because there's the quarterfinals going on for the under 78 kilo category. And it's Kate Yemenina, Yeats Brown. Sorry about that. And she's up against Patricia Sampaio of Portugal in blue. Already 2 qualified for the semi-finals in the weights category. It is Natalie Powell and Loriana Kuka who will face each other in the semi-final. Seonaga effort from Yeats Brown here, but not with too much control. First and movement.
Second round, win over 100 kilograms.
Sampaio could really easily block that.
In white, judogi representing Belarus, Vladislav Tsiarvitsky. In blue, representing United States of America, Ajax Tandehara.
And another attempt there. Nice movement there from Sampaio. I was thinking she would go for Seonage, but she turned in a little bit a different direction. And a Soda Komigashi from Sampaio. And that was a little bit too quick there. Yeats Brown trying to go for the second time, and now she is in really big trouble. It looks like that Shimiwaza is on from São Paulo. But Yeats Brown is holding on there. For me, it was looking that it was right under the chin, but São Paulo couldn't manage to strangle Yeats Brown there. Nice takeover from São Paulo. She really was going for Yeats Brown, but didn't have enough control with her grip there. So it's São Paulo that's looking really strong in this contest, quite controlling, and with only 8 seconds to go, it's gonna be really difficult for Yeats Brown to get that back. Especially when you see that São Paulo can still burn off one other Shido after this, with 4 seconds left on the clock. That's it. It's São Paulo that's gonna continue to the semi-finals today. And Yeats Brown is gonna get another chance in the repechage here. And you can see she's still developing and having a good turn in the 78 kilo category.
European Junior Champion Patricia Sampaio goes to the semi-final. Katie Jemima Yeats Brown of Great Britain goes to the repechage.
And it's already the last quarterfinal for the under 78 kilo category. It's Klara Apotekar of Slovenia in white, and she's facing Antonia Shmeleva of Russia in blue.
Second round, men over 100 kilos, men 2. In white for Ukraine, Yakib Khamo. In blue for Azerbaijan, Shahin Gakhramanov.
And Apotekar really developing in a good way, getting stronger each competition. You can just see that some people are coming up, and it's gonna take them a little bit more time maybe, but she's getting more bigger medals each time. Small gripping mistake of Shmeleva. That was looking as if Apotekar could stop that quite easily, but because Shmeleva really kept driving, it still got Apotekar in a little bit of trouble there. So Apotekar being a really tall athlete in the 78 kilo category. Makikomi, just not enough for Wazari there, but getting really close. Now trying to work in the Waza.
Just a single Shido against Shmeleva. Both of these fighters are quite tall, but Apotekar's probably the tallest in the weight category. Now a chance to work on the ground here. Things happen in just a split second. You miss the chance and then it's gone. And there was an opportunity there for Apotekar to really put the pressure on the Russian, but just didn't take the chance quick enough. Oh well. Oh, nice Makikomi, and I think that's Ippon actually. Yeah, it is. Really wrapped the arm up well. Shmilieva ending up flat on her back. Good finish from the tall Slovenian. That puts her in the semi-final. Well, the quarterfinals are all taking place on mat number 1 at the moment. Let's have another look at that. Great, slightly unusual arm action. You know, you normally get as close as possible and wrap that arm up and bring it across your own body, but it's a little bit, you know, more directing her own arm towards the tatami. I've seen that happen as well. I've seen it executed that way. Hey, it was Ippon. Not going to argue with that. So coming up next, the Irina Kinzerska of Azerbaijan faces Sandra Jabonsklita of Lithuania. Kinzerska in the white judogi, Jabonsklita in blue. That's for a place in the semi-final of the plus 78 kilo category. It's the number 1 seed, Irina Kinzerska. Galina Tarasova, the number 4 seed, is already out. She lost to Rochelle Nunes, the former Brazilian, now competing for Portugal. And then Marina Slutskaya, the number 2 seed, she's through, as is Ivana Tsutalo of Croatia, and Yelisaveta Kalanina, the number 3 seed. She'll face Ivana Maranic. Well, I hope I haven't upset anyone by referring to Rochelle Nunes of Portugal as having previously competed for Brazil, because she has. That's just the fact. There are a number of athletes who from time to time, parentage or marriage or just a change, go from one country to another, and that's the case with Rochelle Nunes of Portugal. She'll be up in the next contest. She faces Anna Maria Valencic. Kinzerska it is who gets past Jabonsklita of Lithuania. Another Makikomi for Ippon.
Winner of Natalie 1 in white, representing Azerbaijan, Irina Kinzerska. 2017 World Championships bronze medalist Irina Kinzerska goes to the semi-final for women over 78 kilos.
That's slightly more about what I was talking about with the arm, the wrapping up of the arm. See how tightly she takes hold of that. Right, coming up next, Rochelle Nunes of Portugal faces Anna Maria Valencic of Slovenia. It's Nunes in the white judogi, Valencic in blue. The winner of this to face Kinzerska in the first semi-final. Valenchek leading by
Second round,
Rosari
number
with
100
2.5
kilos,
minutes left to go.
In white for Romania, Vladut Sigonescu. In blue for Russia, Anton Krivobokov. Third round, men under 90 kilos, tatami 3. In white for Ukraine, Quinjon Habali. In blue for Canada, Louis Gagnon.
Thought about the Makikomi there, did Valenchek, but never really got involved in it. Into the last minute now, Valenchek just sitting back on her lead, happy to see the clock tick away, and it's Nunes trying to force something. It'll be Valenchek who would pick up the penalty here, and that overly defensive grip. Yeah, happy to get involved on the ground with just a few seconds left to go. Nunes not having any of it. Maybe did just enough to claim a genuine attack, but Nunes really didn't have to do a great deal to defend against that. It's a left-sided effort at Haraigoshi, but it's not getting there. And that, I'm afraid, is that as far as Rochelle Nunes is concerned. She'll have to find another way through to the podium via the repechage. However, it's Valenchek, having won there, who goes into the semi-final. She'll face Irina Kinzerska of Azerbaijan.
Winner on Tatami 1 in blue, representing Slovenia, Anna-Marie Velemšek.
Well, we continue with the quarterfinals in the plus 78 kilo category. Coming up next, Marina Slutskaya of Belarus faces Ivana Sutalo of Croatia. It's Slutskaya in the white judogi, Sutalo in blue.
In white judogi, representing Belarus, Marina Slutskaya. In blue, representing Croatia, Ivana Sutalo.
Sutalo is the second of the Croatian heavyweights. Ivana Maranic coming up after this. Maranic has really got a difficult task on her hand. She faces Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine. That's a nice turn and a score as well. Couldn't come up with the Osaikomi, however, but she does lead by Wazari.
תמי 3. אנו מתחילים את קרבות רבע הגמר לגברים עד 100 קילוגרם. בלבן, מרומניה, לוקה גונז'אבו, ובכחול מאסטוניה, גרגורי מינסקי.
Oh, nice work from Sutalo. Coming up with the Ippon. Slutskaya is a difficult opponent to get past, but the Croatian manages that. She takes her place in the semi-final. Good effort from Ivana Sutalo.
תמי 1. מנצחת רבע הגמר מקרואטיה, בכחול איבנה סוטלו, והיא עולה לחצי גמר. מרינה סלוצקיה מבלרוס, לבן, ולבית הניחומי.
So what's going on over here?
Well,
Just saw a huge Ippon.
that was Mamadali Mediev throwing Mohab El Nahas of Canada. That was on mat 2. Down on mat number 1, we've got the quarterfinal the third of the quarterfinals in the plus 78 kilo category. Yelisaveta Kalanina is up against Ivana Maranic of Croatia. It's Kalanina in the white judogi, Maranic in blue. We've already seen... Who's it that we saw go through? Irina Kinzerska.
Okay.
She's into the semi-final. She'll face Anna Maria Valencek. And then we just saw Ivana Sutalo of Croatia getting past Marina Slutskaya. So this is the last, sorry, not the third, the fourth. This is the last of the quarterfinals. The winner of this to face Ivana Sutalo in the second semi-final. There you
So
go.
it could be a Croatian semi-final. That doesn't happen very often.
No, it could be. Conceivably, it could be.
I see Annemarie Verencek, she beat Rochelle Nunes.
לבן מאירלנד, בנג'מין פלצ'ר. ומאוסטרליה בכחול, קיאן אושטיצ'ק טקאצ'י.
So a lot of kumikata going on here. Kalanina being so tall, I think she's smart to try to get a right arm over the top of Maranic. I think Maranic, she went up also from 78 kilo to the plus, and she's doing not a bad job, while being one of the lightest all the time.
Quite right, yeah, she did. Decided that she would be better off giving it a go at the heavier weight and struggling with different things rather than struggling
with the weight.
At the lighter weight. Yeah.
So it seems like Kalanina is trying to get the grip on top, but now she's down low again with her right arm. That was a little bit unfortunate for Maranic, just no control in the grips and not a smart move to attack at that point.
Got herself in a bad position as well, and there was a total lack of speed from Kalanina there, because Maranic was in such a poor position that she didn't have to be lightning quick. You're not going to be lightning quick at that weight anyway, but she was in such a poor position that all she had to do was put the foot behind and basically drag her down.
Exactly.
It was a rather unattractive looking end, but effective, because she leads now by Wazari with less than a minute to go, and the likelihood of Maranic coming back here is pretty slim.
Yeah, and also if you see the posture of Kalanina, it's quite upright, and you see that Maranic is really struggling with that, and to get even closer, she's just missing some physical strength there.
She's aggressive enough, Maranic, but you've got to come up with something apart from pulling and pushing.
Yeah. But to really get to an attack with the Kalanina just pushes her, puts her arms between, and she can do that because she has no Shido, she has a Wazari score. And, I think it's clear that it's just Kalanina won this one quite comfortably also.
So, Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine goes into the semi-final. She now faces Ivana Maranic's teammate.
So maybe we can take a look what's going on mat number 3. Between a contest between Benjamin Fletcher and his opponent Kaihan Ochicek Takaki.
Nice one. Yes, because we've got 2 repechage contests coming up next, Ramirez and Babin Saver, and then Yates, Brown and Shmileva, and that's likely to take a while. So let's go down and see what's happening.
Yeah, nice.
This is a quarter-final as well, beg your pardon, between Fletcher and Ochicek Takagi.
Yeah, and Fletcher had a quite early, he scored a Wazari in this contest, and I think he's defending it really well. And he's quite good with the defending and the low seonages, then it's quite hard to attack. So a good win for Benjamin Fletcher here in the quarterfinal.
Well, Ochicek Takagi's got a little bit of work to do in re-establishing himself.
Yeah, exactly.
At the competitive level. That takes a while after you've been out of judo. I could have a look to see just how long the break was, but it would certainly be several months. And if you've been off for a few months, it does take time, and it could be longer than that. It could be as much as a year. So anyway, Ben Fletcher it is of Ireland who goes through to the semi-final. Coming up next, it's the plus 100 kilo category. Quarter-final. Ushangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan faces Alexander Vachaviak of Belarus. It's Kokauri in the white judogi, Vachaviak in blue.
In white for Azerbaijan, Ushangi Kokauri. In blue for Belarus, Alexander Vachaviak.
Yeah, Kokauri quite easily beat Natalie in the last round. And for me, he's the clear favorite in this contest also. I think Vachaviak had a lot of trouble in his last contest against the Kumaric.
Got it already?
Yeah.
That hopping ojigari, yeah?
Again, it was a nice ojigari.
Vachaviak on the end of that one, all inside the first half a minute.
So Ushangi Kokauri looks so comfortable at the moment. 2 easy wins for him, and is already in the semi-final.
You must really get Georgie, the stadium announcer, to say Ushangi Kokauri of Azerbaijan. But he is, you know, that's who he represents.
He's already competing for a while for Azerbaijan now, although being originally from Georgia.
Right, here we go then. Or Sasson of Israel faces Andrei Kolesnik of Ukraine. It's Sasson in the white judogi, Kolesnik in blue. My advice to Sasson would be to get this done as quickly as possible, because he had a bruising contest before, didn't he, that kept him on the mat for quite a while.
Yeah, you know the next one in line is...
yeah, he does! That's exactly what Sasson needed, a break now, because he won't be back on until the semi-final, so it'll be a while. He was on the mat for what, 20 seconds? Not even 20 seconds. And having been on the mat for quite a time last time, he was desperate to get on and off, save himself some energy, and you know, focus himself for the semi-final.
But here he does what he really does best.
Yeah.
Nice Morote Seonage. And it was completely under. There was no way stopping that.
Look where the referee is. Please perform at my feet, so I know exactly what's going on, and I've got the best possible view, which he does. That was an easy ippon to give, wasn't it? For
that was pretty clear.
Vladimir Nutsubidze.
Tatami 3, next quarterfinal, men under 90 kilos.
Right, we've got another quarterfinal. This time it's in the under 90 kilo category. Axel Clerget of France faces Bas van Eppelen of the Netherlands. Clerget in the white judogi, Van Eppelen in blue. Here is Esther Stam. Take it away.
I'll do my best.
Bas is quite a common name in the Netherlands, isn't it?
It is. It's used a lot.
So it's completely unheard of in
any other country.
Other places. Yeah, when you see that name Bas, you know it's a Dutchman.
It's maybe coming from Bastiaan, Sebastian. Nice thinking there from Clerget, trying to lock up the arm of Van Empelen there on Newaza.
Yeah, there used to be a cricketer for the Netherlands, Bas Zederon.
Really?
Yeah.
Cricket is not so popular in the Netherlands.
Yeah, they've got a good team. It's not a bad team. But as you say, it's not a popular sport.
Under 78 kilos, Tatami 1. In white for Great Britain, Kathy Jemima Itzbrown.
So where Clerget had a lot of trouble in the last contest with getting his grip, he now looks a little bit more comfortable against Van Empelen. With that right side on the lapel. quite high in the there. Quick Joko Tumunage. And for me, I really like the style of Axel Clerget. I think I spoke about it before, that he is really a tournament fighter, and will just have do the same thing, and he can do it for 10 minutes. And he has a really quick transitions from Tachi to Newaza. So really trying to get Clerget is trying to put Van Empelen in the right place to come for an attack, and he's the one that really is pushing the pace here. So Van Empelen cannot do so much else than defend, and he really has to start doing his own thing. One Shido for him now on the board, but it looks a bit like Clerget is out gripping Van Empelen. So there's a Kumikata error of Clerget. You don't see that happening so often with experienced competitors like that.
He's got nice movement, Clerget.
He does.
Clever fighter. He's worked very, very hard to...
Yes, it took him a long time to get to this level.
Yeah, and to come through a very tricky setup. You know, the setup in France is very unforgiving. You know, you make a mistake and you get sidelined because there are 4 or 5 others waiting to come in. So you don't get a lot of, you know, second chances. But they obviously saw something in Clerget that they thought was worth giving another go. And he'd been in and then out, but then came back in. Most unusual.
Oh, beautiful takeover. It was Van Empelen that is just, he needed to try something because Clerget was just controlling this contest. So I like it that he went for it, and it just he came up short, but not a bad effort from Bas Van Empelen.
That was sharp finish though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, and that's, I think, Clerget is quite a complete judoka. Here you can see that he was completely in the back, the leg was completely around.
In white, representing France, Axel Clerget.
But Clerget can do good tachiwaza, newaza, change from directions. He's just clever with that.
Nice finish from Axel Clerget.
Bas Van Empelen of the Netherlands goes to repechage.
Right, coming up next, Clem Christopher Kaljulaid of Estonia faces Kejan Nabali of Ukraine. It's Kaljulaid in the white judogi, Nabali in blue. Quarterfinal in the under 90 kilo category. Big hello to our colleague, Esther, Neil Adams.
Well, hello, Neil Adams.
He sent us a picture and a greeting. Best wishes to him. We know he's recovering from knee surgery. So that's a nice little picture of him and his brood out somewhere, all wrapped up with hoodies or hats or whatever. Must be chilly in England, at least cold anyway.
Yeah, we're not noticing that so much.
Yeah, not as we're here by the Med, Neil, with some sunshine. Unlucky pal.
So it's semi-finals coming up in mat number 1 in the under 78 kilo category. So I think we're gonna move there, since Yeats Brown just won her contest in the rapid charge
over Antonio Shmileva. That's a good win for Yates Brown. We'll see her in the bronze medal contest. Good for her.
Yeah, I was just saying she's really getting her spot more secure in the 78 kilo category. And it's gonna be interesting because if she could potentially face Natalie Powell in the bronze medal contest.
That is if Natalie Powell loses.
Yeah, exactly, and that's I don't think she wants that.
We will see, because Natalie Powell now faces one of the best prospects in the weight category, Loriana Kuka of Kosovo. It's Powell in the white judogi, Kuka in blue.
Yeah, she's looking stronger every time she enters the mat, to be honest, and I think she's not nearly finished yet. But let's see, I think Natalie Powell is very clever also, clever fighter and experienced. So for sure she will have a strategy against Kuka.
Yeah, two of the brightest prospects in women's judo in Europe, the youngsters from Europe, I'd say, Alice Belandi and Loriana Kuka. And we saw what Belandi did yesterday, came up with a silver medal winning performance, and Kuka is not that far off here.
Exactly.
Made it to the semi-final. A little bit over defensive. She hasn't quite got the skills yet about breaking up grips, and her way of defending that strong grip was to be overly defensive, and she picked up a penalty for that. Hasn't quite got round to either coming up with an attack that will break the grip up or finding ways of breaking the grip up.
Yeah, and basically that is just experience.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
working on those situations. But you can tell here that she's so strong.
Could have gone to the feet there, Kuka, when she had Powell defending. She had a strong grip, did Kuka. Powell was defending, and that's the time to attack the feet, just to be busy and force your opponent into doing something that they don't want to.
Now she really has a strong grip against Powell. Powell's in trouble.
It was close.
That was really close. Nice, Osotogari.
The thing is, she's determined for that technique. Powell can feel it. She can sense that. And
she has some more variation, maybe.
Exactly,
yeah.
Absolutely, Esther. I was going to say that. It just needs to have a little bit of variety. So Powell's not that certain which way the attack is going to come.
Yeah, and here you just know she's going to come all the time on the left.
Yeah, with the hip.
Now it's a little bit different change of direction. Good reaction of Powell there, just trying to take over that.
Yeah, to come up with an attack at the end of that.
Because she's already moving in that direction, it's just really smart.
Minute and a half left to go.
Ooh, that's it.
Ooh.
Wow, just step back right in time. Incredible. So it's Loriana Kuka that's beating the #1 seed here, Natalie Powell. But it shows just of her strength, and it's nice that she just can step out of it, because she was doing a really good Osotogari. She felt that Powell was completely trying to drag her in the back, and just an easy step out of that, and she could take over.
Winner of last year Tashkent Grand-Prix.
Look at Drayton Kuka in the background.
Yeah.
How much does that mean to him?
Yeah, exactly.
So where does this fall down? Because it's not a bad effort from Natalie Powell. She looks for a moment as though she's caught her, and Kuka just steps off that. But we were talking about, lack of experience because she's only young. But not only does she step off it, but she manages, to come up with a counter. So good work from her. Right. A second semi-final in the under 78 kilo category. Patrizia Sampaio of Portugal faces Clara Apoteker of Slovenia. It's Sampaio in the white judogi, Apoteker in blue. The Kosovans sent 2 athletes here, Melinda Kelmendi and Loriana Kuka. Both of them have made it to finals. But Kelmendi went on to win the under 52 kilo category. We're not that sure about Kuka yet. She'll face the winner of this contest. What
also two of the bigger talents, Apoteker you can also really see coming up for a while now.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult to compete with.
So awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
Tallest in the weight category.
Yeah, I remember training with her and I couldn't believe how tall she was.
Yeah, that Makikomi that she has, I've pointed that out before. You see that sometimes where they grab their opponent's arm and their own arm, which normally wraps that up, goes towards the tatami.
Mm-hmm.
And she still manages to drag them around. There's no attempt to wrap it up and pull it across the body and pull it in nice and tight.
Nice Vasari score there from Sampaio in the meantime.
Yeah, dangerous fighter.
Yeah, she is really dangerous, and she's with her Sodes and Seonage, she's really, really good. And she's doing particularly well today, I think.
Leads here by Vasari with a little over 2.5 minutes left to go, and another attack from Sampaio. She tries to work on the ground and she's keeping.
Yeah, she was really close to turning over Apoteker.
Apoteker's not out of it yet because
no, but she's also working on the. But her neck is so trapped. I don't know how she's gonna do that with Hosaikimi. Now that's a lot better. And now when she gets some time to work, it's big trouble for Sampaio. But the referee stops it. Couldn't see any progress anymore.
Oh, and in the other direction. Now the question here is, was she taken back?
Exactly.
Or did Sampaio have any impetus there, and did she mean to take her in that direction? They think.
I don't think so.
Not. They think not. And that's why no score was given.
It was actually looking more like a score for Apoteker, but the thing is, she went on her home back, so that could never have been a score. Now she has the good gripping for that Makikomi.
It's
just not, how do you say that, tidy enough or something? Like
slightly untidy.
Yeah. Like if it has more precision, she has to work on that. Just to know exactly when you're gonna do that sumigeshi movement and when you're gonna do the Makikomi.
Sampaio just taking a second to catch her breath there. Coming under renewed pressure from
that's
Apoteker,
really going out.
For me,
that's also really going out of the pressure.
False attack as well. And real pressure. There's a Vasari on the board now for Apoteker. She just stepped up to the next gear. And again, as Esther was hinting, it was a slightly, unattractive.
Oh, that's a nice one.
But that got wrapped up.
Nice armbar. This is where the Slovenians are so dangerous. They are really good with the transitions.
And they took away the Vasari, by the way. But it doesn't matter because the Ippon, trumps that anyway. But just interesting that they decided that was not.
For me, I think it was clearly because it was for Clara Apoteker. She was acting like it was in Newaza. So she was really doing a Newaza turnover. I think that's why they didn't give her a Vasari for that.
Well, she really got rumbled there, didn't she?
Yeah, exactly.
Sampaio, Apoteker gave her a bit of a roughing up. Right, let's go down to mat number 3 because there's a semi-final taking place down there. Grigori Menashkin of Estonia is up against Benjamin Fletcher of Ireland. It's Minashkin in the white judogi, Fletcher in blue. We join the contest with only 10 seconds off the clock.
In white for Estonia, Grigori Minashkin. In blue for Ireland, Benjamin Fletcher. Repechage, women over 78 kilos, tatami 1. In white for Lithuania, Sandra Jablonskite. In blue for Portugal, Rochelle Nunes.
Yes, your prediction, Esther Stam, about the bronze medal contest.
Yeah, it came true.
It's come true. Katie Jemima Yates-Brown will face Natalie Powell. The two British fighters will go head to head.
I think it's never nice if that happens. You know, you just don't want to. It's an international tournament. You always want to compete with the other countries, not your own. You have a different kind of competition there. So
Yeah.
Minashkin is doing a good job today.
Winner on tatami 1, in blue for Portugal, Rochelle Nunes. She qualifies for the bronze medal contest for women over 78 kilos.
So Benjamin Fletcher really controlling this grip, and I think Minashkin is waiting for Fletcher to do something. Getting a shield for that, just a little bit too defensive.
White for Belarus, Marina Slutskaya. In blue
Could
for
be that
Croatia,
they would give
Ivana
each one Shido, yeah, exactly for that. Because in the end, Fletcher didn't do anything with that kumigata.
Tried to go across the right side there, did Fletcher. First time I've seen the green logo for the particular brand of judogi that he's wearing.
Nice
Have you
coachy.
noticed?
Yeah, I saw.
I've seen
Saw it before in a picture, so.
I've seen it white and red. I haven't seen and black. I think I've never seen green. I have to ask the particular representative of that company what that's all about. What does that mean? Maybe it's a different level of quality or something.
I think it's just purely Ireland.
Just for Ireland, is it? Yeah. I was trying to get that out of you. And now
Thank
that we
you.
have, yeah, green for Ireland, why not? The Emerald Isle. That's the name.
Oh, really?
'Cause the emeralds are green and it's the Emerald Isle. Little attempt
So
at Samashi was there, just brings Fletcher onto his front. Esther.
yeah, Minashkin is really strong in that Ashiwaza here. So it's Fletcher that's controlling a little bit more with the kumikata, but Minashkin is disturbing it so well with that Ashiwaza. Nice movement there from Fletcher, and trying to take him backwards after right away. Good thinking, just didn't manage to succeed in that. So Fletcher is really a little bit in trouble. I think Minashkin is putting a little bit more pressure on him. And Fletcher knows that it's really dangerous to come in for a big attack, especially because of the Ashiwaza of Minashkin.
Winner on mat 2, in blue, representing France, Alexandre Iggy.
Difficult to fight, you can see.
Alexandre Iggy will be in the semi-final. Yellow slipper of the Netherlands goes to the repechage. Next quarterfinal, men over 100 kilograms, tatami 2.
Huge effort there from Fletcher, but I think he was in the wrong way there.
Minashkin claiming a score. Sorry.
Yeah, I think Fletcher was in the wrong position there for that technique.
Władysław Tsiarwicki. Golden score, tatami 3.
Shame on
That was a good effort from Minashkin there.
but shame on Minashkin for claiming that. There was nothing
Yeah,
there.
no, he really didn't have any leg in there. It just had he pushed Fletcher a little bit down, but was all Fletcher going down. Same as now for me. I'm not sure if that's a Vasari score. What I think is so important for Fletcher to do, it was a Vasari score, but in case it wasn't, he should always try to hold on to Minashkin in case it isn't one, to hold him down.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it is the left arm going down to support.
They're gonna take it off.
To support himself.
And
That
for me, it was Minashkin going down. And here, what I mean is that Fletcher just would have held on the osaikami because basically he had an osaikami there.
Yeah.
He would have won the contest anyway. And I don't understand why judoka don't do that. Here it was really close, nice with Uchimata there. Yeah, I think when going down, it just wasn't enough control. It was Minashkin that really put in the effort, put in the attack. So for me, that was really a big mistake of Fletcher there. I hope it doesn't cost him so much. And I think Minashkin here is looking too defensive. Nice movement again. And
Down
that's it, nice. It was a really nice combination there. First trying to go for the Koichi. Yeah, you hear the crowd really applauding for this, and that is just lovely to see. In many countries you don't see that, you just see the crowd doing that for their own athletes, but here they can really appreciate
good judo.
Yeah, good judo. So another medal for the family Fletcher.
Could be. Well, it's yeah. Sorry. We just don't know what colour it's going to be.
No.
Yeah. Well spotted, Esther.
Tatami 3 winner, and in the final, in blue, representing Ireland, Benjamin Fletcher.
Marina Slutskaya has won her repechage contest against Ivana Maranic of Croatia down on mat number 1. By the way, that brings up the semi-final on mat number 1 between Irina Kinzeska of Azerbaijan. She's up against Anna Maria Valencek of Slovenia. It'll be Kinzeska in the white judogi, Valencek in blue. This should be a real test for Valencek because Kinzeska is a genuine, super heavyweight.
Yeah. I think it could be that she's the heaviest in this category today.
And I've always said to Valencek, you can do this, but what you can't do is to assume a heavyweight style. You've got your own style. The more that you move, the worse they like it.
In white for Azerbaijan, Irina Kinzerska. In blue for Slovenia, Anna Maria Valencek.
So she is indeed the heaviest in a weight category, is she?
Yeah, she is, and there's really such a huge difference, and I'm afraid that for Valencek this is going to be so hard.
What about Kalanina? What's her weight then?
No, there's a big difference between Kinzerska and Kalanina.
Okay. So Valencek just picked up a penalty. There's the makikomi. That's
exactly.
much more the traditional wrap the arm round makikomi.
Yeah, and it's just so hard to stay out of that, and it's just around 50 kilos more that is that you have to stop.
Will be in the semi-final. Władysław Ziachwycki of Belarus goes to the repechage.
And the only thing that Valencic has got to do is really to try to stay out of that grip. And just keep her at a distance, keep moving around her, running around her almost. And then when she comes to the ground, maybe she can go for a shimiwaza, some...
Kansetsuwaza, yeah.
Yeah, that's the way she can catch her.
In blue for Russia, Anton Krivopokov.
Yeah, there has to be a greater degree of movement
Yeah.
on Valencic's part. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just... you can see that Kinzerska, she's doing a really smart job because she's just using her weight to push Valencic off the tatami, but it's not really pushing because she just she overwhelms Valencic.
Boxers who want to stay off the ropes are quite clever. They know that they're going to move left or right and not back. We don't seem to, get that sometimes in judo. You just go back and you stay backed up.
Yeah.
There's left or right.
Yeah, but I think that Valencic really knows where she is, and she's quite good at that, and she's really experienced. And in this case, I just think it's the weight difference between Kinzerska and Valencic that is just making it so hard.
Oh, she's made it hard for herself by picking up 2 penalties.
Yeah.
And she could have done that before.
Yeah.
You know.
The other thing is, you can run around, but it doesn't make an attack. So in the end, it doesn't give you anything.
Well, it would have saved her two Shidos. She just avoided a third one there by having a look back, knowing where she was, and she didn't go backwards. She went to the side.
Yeah, and she just cannot get Kinzerska to move anywhere. And I think that's going to be the third Shido there. For me, it's not a false attack, She just genuinely tries, but it's no way to move Kinzerska.
But by this stage, Valencic has got to know that the kind of tactics that she's employing, they're not working. Gonna have to change her tactics here. The difficulty for Valencic is that she appears to be reasonably happy, just to go along and have a go, get to the semi-final, an odd 5th place here, maybe even sneak a bronze medal and everything. That seems to be all right for her. But if she just tweaked things a little bit, she could really give them some trouble.
Semi-final. Women over 78.
Yeah, but what I do think is in that weight category she's around 85 to 90 kilogram. It is just going to be so hard against the super heavyweights.
Yeah, exactly. Right, the second of the plus 78 kilo category semi-finals, Ivana Sutalo of Croatia faces Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine. It's Sutalo in the white judogi, Kalanina in blue.
Winner tournament 3 in white for Belarus, Alexander Vachaviak.
They're cheering a lot for Belarus here, scoring an Ippon.
I think they're cheering the arrival of Orsasson on mat 3.
Oh yeah, I was already thinking this cannot be right. Excuse me for that.
And under normal circumstances, we would stick with the semi-final, but we're going to go down to mat number 3 to have a look at the quarterfinal between Oshangi Kokari is the current...
Semi-final.
Yeah, sorry, semi-final. Oh, in that case, we can. Yeah, we can.
So it sure would be a good one.
Kokari in the white judogi, Sasson in blue.
Yeah, after he won the bronze medal in the Olympics, he got so popular in Israel. And I just really think they want their party on the last day.
Well, we were talking about it on the way in, weren't we? If this comes off, it would just be incredible for Israel. It would be a great way for them to end with their man in the final. They are one fight away from it. which means that everyone will stay for that last fight. If he wins this fight, everyone's going to be there at the end of the day.
But for sure, Ushangi Koguri is not going to give him an easy. And I think Kokouri is the one that's really on form. So let's see if Ori Sasson can deal with that. And Kokouri is doing a smart job with keeping his right arm really in between on the lapel of Sasson. And basically stopping Sasson from doing his Morote Seoinage. So second Shido, that's a really comfortable one for Sasson. Because now he's the one...
With the Morote Seoinage Ojigari combination.
What an Ippon! The crowd is really on their feet. But it was such a beautiful combination between the Seoinage and the Koichi Makokomi. It was great. Look at that. Just really perfect timing. He knew where he was. And Kokouri didn't even resist.
He's into it very, very quickly. It's the failed Morote Seoinage, and then the Koji Gake actually hooks in here and then pushes him over the leg.
Perfect throw. It's really great to see. And look at Owen Smadja in the background. So what a party for Sasson.
The repechage contest, men under 90 kilos, tatami 3. In white for the Netherlands, Bas van Empelen. In blue for Ukraine, Quenjong Habali.
Well, we're very quickly into the repechage contest in the under 90 kilo category. Let's go back down to mat number 1, Freddie, because Bas van Empelen, mat number 2, sorry, we don't have one again. Mamadali Mediev of... Mamadali Mediev of Azerbaijan faces Jesper Smink of the Netherlands. It's Mediev in the white judogi, Smink in blue. Sorry, we took away the one here. So I just have to remember that when we're talking about where to move to next. Well, we were talking about what would work well for Israel on the final day, and it would the biggest thing would have been if Or Sasson could close out the day with a gold medal win. He's done everything to make that possible now by putting himself in that final. So that's the prospect for Israel. On each of the 3 days, they've managed to have the last fight of the day,
incredible,
one of their fighters in the final, and they won it on day 1 with Timna Nelson Levy. They won it on day 2 with Sagimuki, and now it's perfectly possible that they could win it on day 3 with Or Sasson. He's in the final. The only thing that we don't know yet is
his opponent,
and that will unfold in a few minutes' time. We'll bring you that semi-final as well. Breathtaking stuff.
Yeah, I think this is one of my points of the day, to be honest.
Yes.
Just you cannot go more flat on your back than that.
Cleverly worked as well. That was his favourite Seoinage, and what he did was, as Esther has been saying, over the whole weekend about various fighters, is to make sure that you get a reaction from your opponent. And what happened was Kokouri had to defend a genuinely strong attack. So he had to defend it with a strong defense.
Yeah, and a strong backwards moving. And so he had zero defense when he came there for the Koichi Makokomi. And also what you could see is because he was controlling the sleeves completely of Kokouri, he could use that so well to push backwards.
Beautifully executed as well, and he was down on one leg, so he didn't have anything to sweep from, which meant the hook was all important, and he was hooked in so deep.
Yes.
But then it was the hands to finish it off. So it's that combination of being in the right position, getting the right reaction from your opponent, hooking that leg in, and then using the hands to finish off. It was terrific.
Yeah, and it's actually it's quite interesting. If you look at the height of Sasson, you would expect him to do other judo, but he has really good seonages, and coach Makikomi was just perfectly timed.
2 penalties picked up by Jesper Smink, not where the Dutchman wants to be, with a minute and 40 odd still left on the clock. He's only a youngster, isn't he?
He really is a youngster, and he's a big talent, and he's one of the rivals of Noël van 't End. So it's an interesting weight category for the Netherlands. But you can see that though being very young, he's moving up, and I think he's really good doing in a Grand Prix and Grand Slam level now.
Minute and a half left to go. This for a place in the semi-final.
Trying to move backwards there. And I think Smink is struggling a little bit too much with the left grip of Mediev. Not sure what they're gonna do there. It was the movement of Mediev, but it was a really good reaction from Jesper Smink there. Little warning for Benito Mai.
Not the first time that he's been warned.
No, you see some of the coaches, they just are really passionate, and they tend to get warned more often. Again, trying to go backwards. And what I like, that Smink really knows well where he is, so he's not likely to go on his back.
Golden score, Tatami 3.
So it's a golden score on Tatami 3, but also Tatami 2 is likely to get a golden score. With no scores on the board and less than 10 seconds to go. I think in this time Mediev looked a little bit defensive there, so he's getting a Shido there for that, right on this when the bell went. And they're really trying to both control that same side. Oh, nice turnaround. Just not enough control on the top half, I think, and I think the elbow of Mediev was out. That's why it's not Azari. But you can see here when Mediev pulls Smink back, he's really good with turning him again. So this happened already a few times in this contest.
Yeah, he's got Mediev on the run here, simply because he's just got that little bit more energy. He's busier.
And that's, I think, when this really comes into play now. How fit are you as an athlete? And can you still hold on when stuff like this happens? This costs so much energy. And now he has a really good grip. Yeah, again, it will be a Shido for Mediev, and you can see him. Yeah, he's really losing his energy here. But these moments when you are in the back trying to go for Uranage or Koshiwas, it's so difficult and it costs so much energy. And it just depends if Smink can hold on a little bit longer. It can really go either way.
Yeah, the difficulty for Smink here is that, or the danger for Smink is that in trying so hard, he'll give
Yes.
something to Medvedev with which he can work and come up with a score.
Yeah, and they're really going for it. You see the right arm of Smink is just going way over the top. He's trying to come in big, but now he's in trouble because the arm of Medvedev is completely around his waist. Good way to solve that. You could see the threat of Medvedev with his arm completely around the waist of Smink.
He's spent now.
Yeah, he is.
Medvedev really got very little left in the tank.
And I think Smink is ready to go still. It's good to see that. Oh. I think it's. I wanted it to end in a different way. I think.
Yeah, so do I.
Because it's just. It had something in it, you know. I think it still had some nice score in it. But I'm guessing the referee's gonna end
Medvedev
it.
a third penalty.
Yeah.
Sorry
Just
about that.
stepping off the mat. And it shows really the quality of Smink because he's just he keeps going. He has such a great shape. He's in really great shape.
Representing the Netherlands, Jesper Smink.
Right, there's a semi-final taking place on mat number 3. Freddie just pointed out to us, so we're going to go down there to have a look at Axel Clerget of France. He's up against Clen Christopher Kailulaid of Estonia. It's Clerget in the white judogi, Kailulaid in blue. We joined the contest with a little under 3 minutes left to go. Clerget has picked up a Shido. Kailulaid has just joined him, so both players on a Shido apiece. Here's Esther Stam.
So Clerget is really pushing it. And I think he might feel that there's a big opportunity here to reach the final. This time it's a stronger grip from Kailulaid. Nice Ouchigari. For me, that's a clear ippon. Yeah. Just nice turn, and he was. I think it was the first attack came from Kailulaid, but Clerget responded so well with an Ouchigari. Let's see if we can see it again. So he was trying to go on the back, Kailulaid, and good response from Axel Clerget.
World Championships bronze medalist Axel Clerget goes to the final.
And I think this is a tournament when there's many of the top seeds who are not making it to the final, and Clerget didn't have trouble with that. So he's one of the few top seeds that does make his way to the final.
Right, all the judo now that we've got left is on mat number 2, so we can't really go wrong from here. Nicholas Mungai of Italy faces Colton Brown of the United States of America. It's Mungai in the white judogi, Brown in blue. We join the contest with 2.5 minutes left to go. Mungai has picked up a single Shido. Colton Brown has picked up 2. There's no score as yet.
Yeah, still quite some contests coming up on this mat. I think we started the day on this mat, and it already started off a little bit slow, so that might have something to do that this mat is still going on there. So Mungai doing a good job with his right arm in between. This was not the best attack from him, but clever kumikata from him. So Brown is doing a good job trying to move forward. Ochigari attempt here from Mungai. And again, it's an armbar from Mungai, and he's proven today that he's really good with that. And for me, it was also that Brown really left his, how do you say, guard loose. So he just didn't concentrate. So you could see here that he just gave his arm away. So huge mistake for Colton Brown in the quarterfinals. Especially against a specialist like Nicolas Mungai. You could see it in the earlier rounds. That his transition and his armbar is really strong. And we have another Italian in the semi-finals.
Yeah, there's no perception from Colton Brown
that it's coming.
That he's in any danger here. Yeah.
Not at all.
The repechage contest for men under 100 kilos.
קרב על בית הלוחמים גברים עד 100 קילוגרם.
In white for Lithuania, Karolis Bausha. In blue for the Netherlands, Jelle Snipe.
So it's Karolis Bauza in white for Lithuania. And he's competing against Jelle Snipe from the Netherlands in blue. And in this Pool B, which I was talking about this morning, it was a really tough one. And it's Idir in the end who came out on top of that. But Snipe got to the quarterfinals, so here he has with another chance, same as Bauza. Bauza really pushing Snipe to the edge of the mat. Both judoka picking up Bushido. So I'm guessing Bauza was trying to get some reaction out of Snipe, just didn't happen yet. And trying to go for a Sutami there, but not the strongest attack. And now he gives time to Snipe to work on the floor, on the ground. So you can hear the crowd is quite a little bit quiet now. I think they went for a little break. But still, it's quite filled up in the arena. So it's good to see that even when there's the last few contests without any Israeli, they stay watching. So Snipe really looking good and threatening, but Bauza is clever enough to get out of that with a Sutami. You can see that Bauza has a lot of experience and he's just a smart judoka. Also not the biggest throws coming from him. Sometimes he can do it. But now in this contest we just seen some Sutamis. And Snipe is really strong with the grip. The only problem for him is, can he attack from that? So this won't be enough. It's he looks. Oh wow! I was just gonna say it's not enough to just stay there and work a little bit, but that was a beautiful Ashiwaza. One of the best I've seen today. I hope we can get a little replay of that. Wow, beautiful. And again with the first to get some reaction. Two actions behind each other. But that was just perfectly timed. That's one of my favorites of the day.
Jelle just gives him that little tap with the right-sided kochi, and as Bowser is recovering, he goes over with the left-sided effort. It's terrific. Great work.
Yes, Natalie qualifies for the bronze medal contest for men under 100 kilograms.
We've got the semi-final in the under 100 kilo category coming up now. Ramazan Maltsugenov of Russia faces Alexander Idir of France. It's Maltsugenov in the white judogi, Idir in blue.
Do you know Maltsugenov well? Because I haven't seen him so much yet.
No, I haven't seen him at all.
So
New one on me.
And early in the day he had the luck, or as we say, that Peter Palchik was not competing. But after that you saw he beat Bauza, he beat Loporchio. So he's doing a really good job.
And they're good fighters, the two that you just mentioned there. Well, we know that Russia have got a really strong. Well, they're strong in all weights. They're strong in all weights, but in the under 100 kilo category, Niaz Ilyasov is their number one. Kirill Denisov, he's been around for quite a long time. Kazbek Zhankishiev, Niaz Bilalov, another really good fighter. Adlan Bizultanov, he's way down there.
Yeah, he's not really up there. So he's going to gain a lot of points from this Grand Prix. So he's going to move some places.
He's way down there, like number 10 on their list.
Huge Osotogari.
Yeah. Well, he's still learning his craft, isn't he?
That was beautiful.
You've got to learn somewhere. I'm just trying to think of where I would have seen him before.
Winner in blue, representing France, Alexander Idir.
He has picked up a Grand-Prix silver medal in Tunis. So
that's where his points are coming from.
But he took a break. I think he took a break after 2016. We didn't see him in 2017 at all. So he's definitely had a year out. We've got another repechage contest coming up now. Vladislav Tsirapitsky of Belarus. He faces Anton Krivobokov of Russia. It's Tsirapitsky in the white judogi, Krivobokov in blue.
Yeah, and as we talk about it, this is also one of the things you just know. If there's a Russian coming onto the mat, you know they're not bad. They're always going to be good, even if they're number 10 on the list, if they're not high on the world ranking. Yeah. You know they all train with each other. They have such a strong team, so it's not a total surprise that he was in the semi-final.
10 years ago now since we saw Krivobokov for the first time. Guys, just back on to mat number 2. Please, we just lost that. Thanks very much. Sorry about that. Apologies. Momentary break in the transmission there. You didn't miss anything.
So I'm curious to see if we're going to see some huge throwing skills from Krivobokov, because he really can do that.
Doctor on mat 2, please.
We're gonna take a little break.
Yeah, Krivobokov has just stepped off the tatami to get a little bit of treatment. So it can't be that bad because he stepped off under his own steam. So yeah, there he goes after a couple of seconds. He should be back. Pitsky's going to have to wait. It will give him a chance to catch his breath, refocus.
It can really help you, but as I was talking to Timna Nelson Levy before, it's so hard if you're really in focus, and it takes energy to focus in such a contest, and your concentration has to be so high, and you have to keep that. Nice Makikomi attempt from Tierpitsky, but quite easily stopped. So again, Makikomi effort from Tierpitsky, but this time Krivobokov was in time to react. Just didn't manage to pull him backwards. Oh, that's a big effort from Krivobokov, and you could see something was coming. It took it was a really slow movement, but with his weight, he manages to get Tierpitsky down to the ground.
Yeah, he's not the fastest player on the tatami, is he? But he's got that power, and there is some judo about him.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows how to move.
Yeah. The heavyweight's go-to throw, that one, the Makikomi. If everything else fails, try the Makikomi. You ever employ Makikomi?
No, I'm quite bad at Makikomi.
Yeah. Forget that, yeah.
I can try it, but it's a high chance of me being taken over. Same for Taitoshi, by the way. That's my worst move.
Really?
Yeah. Don't know how people do it. And another one, it's going, yeah.
If at first you succeed, try again.
Yeah.
Have another go.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Couldn't get off it.
No.
Having seen it once before, he must have known the setup, but he just couldn't avoid it.
So we're going to see Krivobokov in the church final against Kokouri.
You get a better look on this side, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a clear Vasari.
See, there's the classical wrap up the arm as high up towards the elbow, even above the elbow.
It's so frustrating, but here he doesn't have an above the elbow.
No.
It's only on the wrist in the end.
Yeah.
And that's so frustrating. If you feel your wrist is loose, but you cannot stop it anymore.
He gets enough of the leg across to trap him as well, so he can't, walk round and
and also
stop
it's
it.
what you see in his weight. They don't have the agility sometimes to step over it. While in other weights you see that more often. So no scores yet, and both they're having quite nice skills to throw each other. But again, it's the heavyweight, so you can sometimes really see that they're taking a little bit longer to prepare the other for the attack. Nice movement there from Camo. This is what I really like, the style of Camo, and for me he had such a great result a while ago. When was it? World Championships? And after that I thought he was just going to explode and really be on the top, but he had some rough moments as well.
Yeah, who was it that threw him in the last World Championships for Ippon with a beautiful Sasai Tsurikomiyashi? It was Guram Tusishvili. Tusishvili
yeah, but Tusishvili in the last World Championships he was
really pretty good, wasn't he?
He was not bad. Might be having something to do with him winning it.
Oh,
wow.
yes! Really nicely taken across the outstretched leg there.
Just not enough control in the end, but let's see if it was enough for Wazari. Yeah, it's enough.
Yeah, Wazari Awazeti Ippon. Bekmurod Oltiboyev having a think about it, but we'll see it on the replay. There it is on the big screen. Well, it'll have to be on the other side to get, how much of the scoring part of the body was on the landing. We don't have that.
Exactly.
We don't have the other angle, but what you do have is the referee on that side. So he will have a better view, and the other thing is that when they do make that decision, they will make it looking at it from the other angle.
Exactly, but I'm not convinced that Camo really threw him here. If you look at it from this side, it could be exactly they're taking it away, because I don't think the top half of his body ended on the mat.
You mean
from
Oltiboyev?
Yes.
Okay, well then that's fine. That's okay.
So that was not the best attempt from Oltiboyev.
Whenever there is that kind of whenever there's that uncertainty, you have to defer to the referee commission with the replay and the other angle, and unfortunately we didn't have that other angle, so I'll go with their decision, because they'll have seen more than we can from our position here.
Exactly. But for me it's Camo that's looking really a lot stronger in this contest. Nice Seonage. Just a little bit too much space in this in holding his arm. And there it is.
There's no doubt about this one, and Camo does what you've suggested, which is to go into the Yosai Komi just in case, but they confirm it, and he's up on his feet. He helps Oltiboyev up anyway. Even Vitaly Dubrov thinks it's Ippon. He puts his hand up.
Exactly.
Just gives him that little knock with the Ojigari, doesn't he? And over he goes.
Yeah, and it was clear that in this contest Camo was the stronger one.
2 more contests to come. We've got a repechage contest in the under 90 kilo category. That's coming up now. Mamadali Mediev of Azerbaijan faces Colton Brown of the United States of America. It's Mediev in the white judogi, Brown in blue. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Why?
Brown in blue. Oh, it's a little bit early for you.
Yeah, time for you to go to lunch.
What if Brown was in white? Could be confusing, you know? We've had Ashlyn White in blue. Okay, let's move on.
Already did.
Colton Brown with a chance to get amongst the medals here. He's got to get past Mediev, who just had that one slip earlier, and he lost power dramatically, really. He just got drained in the previous contest.
So Mediev had a really tough fight, the last one, against Jesper Smink. So I'm guessing he's still a bit tired from that, but probably wanting to finish it soon. So I think a clear win for Mediev here.
Yeah, the previous contest probably got him fired up, and he said, hey, I have to take a medal here.
Yeah, and I have to finish this one off soon, you know? Don't want to get this tired again. And it's a really good throw.
Perfect position there. Well, maybe not with the left arm, that was slightly out of position, but he gave himself a great finish. Jesper Smink, what a day he's having. He now faces Nicholas Mungai of Italy. It's Smink of the Netherlands in the white judogi, Mungai in blue.
So both judoka here, they have been looking very good today. And beating good people. And I think it's Smink that's the one that has a lot of stamina. He just keeps going, and it's Mungai that showed to be so clever and good with transitions. So curious to find out what's gonna happen. For now, it's mostly Kumikata still. And the Tumanage effort from Mungai. And immediately he tries to set up for an armbar, but Smink is smart enough to stand up. Ooh, he was, for me, he was a little bit out of balance, and then after that he straight away went for that Tuminage. Almost an opportunity there for Smink. Ooh. Wow,
yes, it does bring
beautiful.
him over. Yeah.
It was a slow one, and it kept Smink like in the air a little bit.
Yeah, Mungai almost using his feet as hands there to guide him over, because once he got locked in, it was as though the soles of his feet had Evo stick on there, and it just held onto him and guided him
Exactly.
onto his back.
Look at that, and he had all the control with the lapel on the sleeve. Oh no, he actually only had the lapels.
Smink was trying to got a cartwheel
so in
out
the
of
end
it.
he had two hands on the, so he was doing a handstand basically,
Yeah.
but it just didn't manage to turn around. And you can see so much work in the feet of Mungai. As you look at the feet of Mungai, they are controlling the body of Smink here.
Dear friends, this is the end of the last day's preliminaries. Now we have break until final block. Once again, we inform you that the final block today will start at 5 p.m.
גבירותיי ורבותיי, סיימנו את שלב המוקדמות של יומה השלישי של תחרות גרנד-פרי.
Right, well that brings a close to the first part of the day. We'll be back with the final block at 5 o'clock. Before that, Esther's going to have a rundown and tell us who it is that we're going to see in. Let's just take a look at the finals, shall we? Because
exactly.
we've got 5 finals. Let's go for the finals then.
So we just saw Nicolas Mungai winning with a terrific Tumunage. It was really good to see, and he's going to face Axel Clerget. I think that's a really interesting. They're both having the Tumunages, and they have a little bit similarity in the style. So let's see what happens there. But
He'll have to be on his absolute very best to get past Clerget. Clerget is an exceptionally difficult fighter. We'll see how that one goes.
But we saw the Italians surprising this weekend, so it could happen again. And the French have been on form because it's Alexander Idir, who's the finalist in the under 100 kilo category, and he's going to take it up to Ben Fletcher of Ireland.
Yeah, that's
just
well matched, well done.
Not so much to say about it. I think they were one of the favorites also. Although Idir not being qualified, but you know the history of Idir, so for me it's not a surprising final. And then in the over 100 kilogram category, for me it's going to be an attractive final, I guess, with Yakiv Kalmo. Attractive fight, as we saw, he had great moves. And then he's going to take it up until, against the home favorite, so the crowd is going to be great. It's against Ori Sasson of Israel.
Yeah, Yahiv Kamo, I think Esther and I have been saying, if you've been watching the broadcast or listening to the broadcast, then we've been saying all along how much we've liked Kamo. He hasn't always been able to come up with the kind of results that he threatened when he first burst on the scene, but here he is in a Grand Prix final.
Exactly.
He's up against Ori Sasson of Israel, the home favourite, and what a way for them to finish.
It's the last final, and they can have a really great party. If that happens, it's quite unique that in a Grand Prix, in each day the last final is from the home country.
Yeah, so it could be that Sasson will be the person who gives Israel the big celebration, or it could be that Yahiv Kamo will be the party spoiler. We shall see.
And in the under 78 kilogram category, it's Loriana Kuka of Kosovo, and she's up against Klara Apotekar of Slovenia. And I remember in the World Championships, I was actually tipping them because I thought they had a great chance. They were like really the outsiders. So it's nice to see that in this tournament they really deliver, and now they're both in the final. And for me, Loriana Kuka looked really strong today. And maybe some small mistakes of being inexperienced, but then again, Apotheker is also not so very long in this scene, so should be a good final. But for me, I would maybe go for Kuka in this final.
Yeah, that's the only drawback to Loriana Kuka, the fact that she is less experienced than Klara Apotheker. Apotheker as well, you know, the ability to practice with people who are around her own sort of weight on a reasonably regular basis, her half-sister in Slovenia. So there may be, just for me, the suspicion that Klara Apotheker is the more experienced
so that's why she would have the benefit.
Just get the nod, yeah. Although I think the likelihood of the more exciting to watch is Loriana Kuka. And as Esther was saying earlier on, she's by no means the finished article. There's a long way yet to go before Loriana Kuka could be considered. This is what you see, is what you get.
It's for both these athletes, actually. And I think I'm going to look that up, that I think they're both were the first round on the World Championships.
And then one more thing about Loriana Kuka is sometimes a fighter can suggest to you that this is it. They're not going to get any better.
No,
This is who
exactly.
they are. Loriana Kuka and Alice Balandi. I'll put both of those in that same bracket. I think that there's a lot more to come from them. They're still young enough,
Yeah,
and I
exactly.
still think there's a lot more for them to
And I think,
do and grow and develop.
sorry about
That's all right.
I think that Loriana Kuka is the more rougher diamond, and I think Alice
Yes,
Belandi is
yeah,
more
yeah.
finished already,
Yeah.
and she's really complete with the judo, and Kuka has so much to improve still.
Right.
And already being in the finals, so only a lot of promise for her.
One more weight category.
Yes, the over 78 kilo category. It's Irina Kinzerska, and she's the number 1 seed making it, and she's up against Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine.
Yeah, 1 goes up against 3. The number 2 seed was Marina Slutskaya. She fell in the quarterfinal and then lost out in the repechage contest, I think. So number 2 seed went out.
Slutskaya is still in there. She's still fighting for the bronze.
Oh, she
medal
went down into
contest
that half of
against
it. Right,
Valensek, indeed. But it's going to be a good final between Kinzerska and Kalanina. And it's the question of all day: can people put up with the physical advantage Kinzerska has in this competition?
And there's some history between them as well. Before
There is.
Kinzerska landed up in Azerbaijan, so that might make that little bit of bite, not literally bite, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, we'll be back at 5 o'clock with all the action and all the medal matches in the final block. But from Esther Stem and myself, it's bye-bye for now.